man on the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. My house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. My house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
The Birmingham Bulls are still waiting for that first elusive win of the season. It's a long hockey season, so it isn't the time to worry, much less panic. Here in the Southern Professional Hockey League, the season started on October 17th and lasts through April 4th. That's 169 days. The problem is we only play 58 games in this league. You simply can't put yourself in a situation where you are chasing the majority of the league playing catch-up all year long. That would make for a very long and frustrating year. Jody Chinescu here along with Greg Dreveny from the Pelham Civic Complex, and what has turned out to be a very important early game in the season for the Bulls. This weekend, the Bulls have home games tonight against Pensacola and Saturday night against Knoxville. It isn't a must-win for Birmingham yet, but it will definitely make things less stressful with games on the horizon against perennial powers Roanoke and Huntsville with a win tonight. The last thing this young Bulls team needs to be is looking up at teams with big leads in the standings over the Bulls. It's time to put it all together and take home a couple of points tonight and get ready for Knoxville on Saturday night. The Bulls are so close. All three games this year have been decided by one goal. Two of those games were in a shootout. Birmingham has led in every game this year, scoring first in all three games. We just can't seem to keep the pressure on and put teams away when the chances are there. Goal scoring has been very hard to find for Birmingham this year. We only have 7 goals in those 3 games, and 4 of those were scored by defensemen. The goaltending tandem of veteran Hayden Stewart and rookie Jacob Musatelli has been stellar. The physicality of this team is there. The skating is fast and hard to keep up with. The defense is difficult to get around and penetrate. All the elements are in place. It just feels like we're right on the edge of breaking out. We just need a big offensive night to jumpstart this hockey team. Greg, it's good to have you back again, but to me, this is a huge pair of games this weekend. What say you?
Absolutely. You talk about those pivotal points of the season, Jody, and I know we're only 4 games in, but tonight is one of those games when you look at the Bulls and what this can mean to a team's psyche. It's a huge night. With a win tonight, the Bulls can turn those 2 overtime losses and the points that they did get into, hey guys, we're a 500 hockey club going into Saturday night.
Well, this is the second time these two teams have played this year. Pensacola winning 3-2 in regulation last Saturday night in Pensacola. Pensacola has had a couple of lineup changes, as did Birmingham. On the injured reserve is Shane Murphy. Now, that's a big loss for Birmingham. He carries 2 goals with him of those 7 to the injured reserve. In his place will be returning Colton Olenek. Olenek hasn't played all year long, and he has that shooting ability. He is a goal scorer. He scored 20 goals last year for the Bulls. Where does he fit in this lineup, though, Greg?
Well, I think with Colton Olenek, he was on the bench, during the first couple games of the season, and we saw him down there. He's really invested in the team, hanging around the boys. He's a great locker room guy. He's wearing the C this year for the Bulls. So to me, that's a huge uptick for the Bulls. I don't like seeing Murphy on the IR. Like you said, there's your point guy. So, in the perfect world, you want to keep Murphy in the lineup and add a guy like Olenek to see what he can do come out, because we definitely need his point production.
Well, I spoke with head coach Craig Simchuk prior to the game, and we'll play his interviews in between the first and second intermissions and the second and third intermissions, a 2-part interview. And we spoke a lot about that ability that is there for the Bulls. It's right there, but we just can't seem to break through offensively. He's hoping that with Colton Olenek in the game tonight and finally a C on somebody's jersey, you spoke of the leadership, that maybe he can break through. But my contention is it's going to take a few games for Colton to get his skating legs back underneath that. I'm not expecting him to take over a hockey game tonight, is my point.
Well, it will, Jody. And, you know, the thing about the Bulls this year, I like what I see on the ice. I think they've got a lot of potential. And for me, it's like where they're at right now, their ceiling is very high. And that means there's a lot of room for growth. They've got 10 rookies on the team, and I think that in itself is a good thing to have in your back pocket, because you wouldn't want to be where you are right now and be sitting here with a lineup full of veterans who are not performing, as opposed to we got a young team, everybody comes out, they work extremely hard every night, and a couple guys are going to figure it out as they figure out the league in pro hockey, make that transition just like the Ledziankos did last year.
Yeah, it took them a while. It took them basically 2 or 3 weeks to get going. And once they broke through that one night against Knoxville here, it was all over. But at that point, they took over the rest of the year. Do you see these young kids? Birmingham has 10 rookies. Are they gripping that stick too tight, or are they just trying too hard to not make that mistake? The potential is there. What is it going to take to start seeing the puck go in the net?
Well, a lot of it is just getting accustomed to the pro game, because, you know, where do the majority of players come from, Jody? A lot of them are coming from NCAA D3 schools, and they wear full cages and bubbles all the time, right? So you get going from that atmosphere of feeling protected to now everybody has a half visor on, right? It's a different feel. It's different when you're skating around with a half visor on compared to a full cage when you played in college. You're also going through that transition of when you were in college as a fourth-year guy, you were the veteran. You were the big guy on campus and all that other stuff. And now instead of swimming in a lake, you're swimming in the ocean, and this is pro hockey.
All right, starting lineups for tonight. First for the visiting Pensacola Ice Flyers. Defensively, they'll go with Timmy Faulkner, along with Amadio Mastrangelli. I did check with the pronunciation and was told it's Mastrangelli. So Timmy Faulkner, Mastrangelli on defense. Up front will be former Bull Matty Wiesner. It seems like we say that every time a team comes to town, a former Bull. He'll be out with Tyler German along with Blake Wells. In goal for Pensacola tonight will be the rookie, Rick DiMatteo. He brings in a 1-1 record this year, 3.45 goals against average, and a .914 save percentage. For the homestanding Birmingham Bulls defensively, Jordan Gagnon will be out. He'll be flanked on the other side by Cole Youngworth. Youngworth and Gagnon defensively. Danny Waite, the rookie, Dougie Waite's son, will be starting up front along with Colton Olenek and McGregor Sinclair. We'll get back to Birmingham starting goalie in a minute, but let's pause real quick for our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocky fire the monsters gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the
Once again, a great rendition of our national anthem tonight. For Birmingham starting in goal, we'll have our own rookie, Jacob Musatelli. He comes into the game with only one appearance, one shootout loss, a 2.77 goals against average, and a 9.21 save percentage. Referee tonight is Brett Straley. The linesman Ben Leaton and Colton Capel. So we're about 15 seconds from face-off. Crowd still filing into the building. It's a Thursday night, Greg. It's not Friday or Saturday, which typically have your bigger crowds. But it's a little better than I thought it would be as well.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where you're the night before Halloween and everybody's coming in. They're looking for something to do. And you know what? I'm actually glad it's on a Thursday night, so I think everybody's going to get home from work looking for something to do. The weekend's already started for most, with tomorrow being Halloween. So let's get out here and let's see some hockey.
Yeah, my grandkids have already told me my granddaughter is going nuts over something called K-pop Demon Hunter, Charlotte. She's probably listening and watching as well. She keeps telling me, she showed me her outfit. I don't have a clue what it is, to be honest with you, Greg. My grandson Carter's going to be like a golden night, Vegas golden night. But tonight, Birmingham Bulls and the Pensacola Ice Flyers set for action. Face off at center ice, and we're underway. Off the draw, Pensacola controls, gets over the stick of Germany. Danny Wade has it. He'll bring it into the Pensacola zone. Wells knocks the puck off his stick, and back comes Wiesner the other way. Deep into the far corner, played by Wells around behind the net. Back return, Danny Wade has it. He avoids the check, coughs the puck up. Luckily, he was there for Birmingham in front of Musatelli, and the Bulls clear. Back at center ice. Loose puck now in the Pensacola zone. Wade had a chance at it, but he was knocked off the play, and Pensacola escapes their own zone. Just underway. No score. Matt Wiesner with the puck for Pensacola. Dodges one man, gets the puck up to center ice. Phil Odzianko takes a big hit there by Wells, and the puck comes into the Bull zone, played by Musatelli for Scott to Kip Odzianko. Tried to head it to his brother Phil, but it's broken up, and the Bulls just dump it into the Pensacola zone. Far corner, puck played along the boards. Pensacola has it, and they'll skate away. Sammy Rhodes had it. He lost it, was knocked into the Bull zone. No, it's played behind the net. Scahill picks it up for Birmingham. Tried to set it up for Kip Odzianko, but it's off his stick. Now it's loose in the Bulls slot in their own zone. Sadowski skates away. Kevin Sadowski on a Bulls line change dumps it in. DiMatteo plays it behind his own net. Now that's Gaudette with the puck. He'll slide along the far boards. Played there by the Bull. Back up to the point. Sadowski takes a wrist shot. Deflected well wide of the net. Loose puck picked up by the Ice Flyers, and they'll skate through center ice. Drop back on defense. Gaudette plays it far side. Now the puck is loose. Tried to set it up for Frolov, but knocked away by Pensacola. And they'll bring it back into the Bull zone. There's a shot by Bull, backhanded one wide. Bull had a natural hat trick the other night in Pensacola, scoring all three goals. There's Phil Odzianko with a shot, stick save made by DiMatteo. Now it's played along the near boards for Bloss. Bloss gets it back to center ice, avoiding the check there. There's Youngworth, sends it back in, but Birmingham can't get control. Caron had it, lost it, and it's played by Pensacola. That's Pellinger with the puck. Pellinger behind his own net, waits for some at least reinforcements, gets it near side, and back comes Pensacola through center ice. Pellinger has it, dumps it in deep. Knocked down by Birmingham before it gets into the corner, and Gagnon plays it back. A dangerous pass right back in front of his own goaltender, Greg. I hate to see that, but Youngworth has it.
Well, one of those situations, Jody, where everybody was coming up and the forwards were all cutting in. Here comes Gagnon now. Maybe he'll get it deep.
Gagnon, the defenseman, brings it in. His shot deflected by Mastrongelli. Puck loose behind the Pensacola net. Now into the corner. Danny Wade is there trying to poke it free, as is Colton Olenek. Back at the point, Gagnon with a shot. That's deflected wide. On the far boards, played by Danny Wade. Back at the point, Youngworth with a shot. That one never made it through. Near side, Gagnon. Sends one looking for a deflection. Save made, though, by DiMatteo, and Pensacola has it. Wiesner gets it out and back into the Bull zone. played there by Birmingham's Musatelli. And Birmingham had it at center ice, taken away nicely, though, by the Ice Flyers. That's Bross. He'll slide around the far boards. Gaudette was there, but his pass taken away by Birmingham. And Kennedy has it. He'll get it up to center ice for Phil Edzianko. His brother Kip is there. Couldn't get control of it as Gaudette poked it away. Blake Wells brings it in the bull zone. He takes the shot. Never made it through the first time, and the second one goes wide. Deflected back to the blue line, played by Gaudette. Now, Kennedy was there, had a chance at it, but he'll let it go for a line change for the Bulls. DiMatteo plays it far boards. Romatario up ahead, played by Pensacola into the Bull zone. Going in after it, Dorsey for Birmingham, fighting for it there along with Frolov. Vadine had a chance to get it out, but couldn't do it. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls. Sereski again, Greg, a pass right in front of the own Bulls netminder. That's going to get you into trouble. One wrong move, one puck off the skate, and it's in your own net.
Well, you can see the difference so far with the Bulls looking for that, send it back and regroup and everything like that. And Pensacola, they're just playing a simple game and pushing it forward as the Bulls come down, send that one all the way down for an icing.
That's two plays right in front of Musatelli that, I feel about putting the puck in the slot in the defensive zone anyway, but that was really close.
Well, you can see Coach Kerr down there correcting all the boys, right, and trying to rally them up a little bit, but he's making the hand gesture like a major league with the choppy motion. I guarantee you he's saying, guys, go north, go north.
And at the very least, bounce one off the board, hit the glass. Don't go back. And go on that minder, but
the simple game, Jody, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Old-time hockey, cross the red line, send it deep.
Go get it.
Biggest thing you want to avoid transition turnovers in both zones. You want to avoid turnover in their zone between the top of the circle and the blue line, and in our zone, you always want to clear the blue line going out the other way.
It's an odd combination for Birmingham. Sereski out with Wood and Frolov. Frolov being the heavy hitter on this line.
And I saw Karan out earlier putting forward.
He's capable of playing both forward and defense. Face off in the Bull zone, controlled by Pensacola. Just inside the Bulls blue line, they'll try and chip it off the boards. Doug Scott there, they'll play it all the way around near side. Escapes through center ice. There to pick it up is Faulkner. Wood all over him. Goes into the near corner. Puck comes free along the boards and played by Sherino, but not out. Frolov keeps it in, avoids the check, but coughs the puck up. And here come the Ice Flyers. Back into the Bull zone. Behind the net, Doug Scott off the boards for Frolov. Backhands one out, and here comes Birmingham. Phil Edzianko has it. One man back. Stick save made. Edzianko goes down. Nice check on the play. Puck bounces over Youngworth's stick. Had a chance at a nice shot there. Pensacola will change on the fly.
Yep, Youngworth would have had all day there, Jody, to just step in and rip one in on that, but just couldn't handle that pass. A little too much on it.
Jordan Gagnon behind his own net. He's pressured there by Pensacola. Gets it to Danny Wade and back into center ice. Price has it. He'll drop it back for Gaudette. Karan on him. Gaudette still with the puck. They send one in front of their own netminder, and that one banks off the boards down into the Bull zone, and an icing will be called on Pensacola. Greg, the other night in Pensacola, in the 3-2 win for the Ice Flyers, I saw something I don't see very often, and you really don't see very much at any level. Pensacola had 0 power plays for the night. Birmingham had 0 penalties called on them the entire game.
That's what they call a blank sheet, Jody.
Very rare. I don't recall the last time I've seen a team go an entire hockey game without something, a minor for tripping, whatever, being called, but Birmingham was able to manage it.
And then you look around some of the other games in the league, Jody, and it's just filled up from top to bottom.
Off the draw, Danny Wade has it. He'll backhand one back to the blue line. Gagnon takes the hit from Bross, and Pensacola has the puck. Ethan Price with it. He'll drop it back for Romatario, back to Gaudette for Price. Taken away by Colton Olin. Back to return for Olin. He's in the backhander save made. Rebound Rebound picked up by Gaudet, and he'll back in one back into the Bull zone. Matt Wiesner giving chase along with Youngworth. Youngworth catches up with it first. Puck comes free for Gagnon. Gagnon banks one off the boards, and here comes Danny White. That's Kennedy with him. Kennedy couldn't get past Blake Wells. As Wells backhands one off the boards. Now Kennedy finds the puck. Big hits going on behind the play. Now the puck is sent behind DiMatteo. Around the near boards, half wall. Phil Edzianko for his brother Kip. Wrister save made, rebound loose, picked up by Pensacola, and back they come. Blake Wells with the puck. He's hit by Kip Edzianko twice, gives him one right back, and DiMatteo will play it himself. Puck back through center ice. He gets over the stick of Sammy Rhodes. Back into the Bulls zone. Sadowski barely caught up with the first. Pensacola takes it away. A centering pass intercepted by Kip Edzianko, though, and he'll play it around the near boards. Froloff couldn't get it out. Now it's loose at the blue line. Finally he does. He'll backhand one over for Sadowski. 4 men back for Pensacola, though. Tucks in around the near side. Matt Wood plays it. Centering pass, Frolov a shot. That one goes about a foot wide to the far post. There's a shot deflected, knocked down in front. Loose now. Picked up by Sadowski. Save made. Rebound was right there. And Wood just misfired. Birmingham applying the pressure. There's another one out and off the post by Phil Edzianko. That's about 3 times this year Birmingham has found iron instead of the back of the net. Played by Pensacola, and they'll get it out. Nice headman pass ahead for Sammy Rhodes. Avoids the check from Scahill. He'll walk out in front. Loose puck knocked away nicely, though, by Soretsky. Played in the corner by Pensacola around the near board. Right back. That's it. Back a centering pass for Hall. Hall has it knocked off his stick by Frolov and played behind the net. Pensacola with control in the Bull zone. Back at the point, looking for Gaudet. It gets past him and back down the ice. Urasek played it, but Gaudet couldn't control it. And Romatario has it. He's pressured there by Olenek. Puck gets that free to center ice, so Birmingham's Karan has it, and he'll tip it right back in. Big hit there on Romatario by Olenek. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls, Danny White. Circles behind that, centering a pass. Yep. Intercepted though and back. The other way comes Pensacola. This one high into the Bull zone. Shane Hall coming in after it. There's a backhand pass over. Wiesner down has it. There's a deflection into the netting and out of play. And Birmingham with a nice little bit of pressure there, Greg. Found the post again, as I said, 3rd time this year that I've seen. And we're right back into the Bull zone for a face-off. We've got to find the back of that. Those are the plays that get you going. Those are the plays that get you to that point where you're actually putting pucks in the net.
They are, Jody, and I like what I see, especially on that Edzianko line, because they have a net front presence and they're getting rebound chances. That's always good to see.
Off the draw, played by Pensacola. Phil Edzianko takes it away, and he'll wrap one around the near boards. Loose puck picked up. Price tried to wrap around. Musatelli was right there hugging that far post. He takes the puck off the stick and covers up. Pensacola will have a face-off deep into the Bull zone. 10-10 remaining here in the first period of play. No score. Birmingham out shooting Pensacola at this point, 7-1.
The other thing I like so far, Jody, with that Olenek weight combination with Sinclair is Danny Waite. He's looking to give the puck to Olenek, who's the goal scorer. You know what I mean? He knows he's the playmaker. He knows Olnek's got the hot hand coming in tonight, and he's looking to feed him. And Olnek's had a couple of opportunities. He's either pull the trigger and find the back of the net.
Off the draw, Birmingham has it. Kennedy backhands one off the boards in center ice. Picked up and played there, though, by Pensacola. Tipped into the Bull zone. Going in after it is Gagnon. Plays it along the far boards. Up center ice for Phil Edzianko. And he'll tip it into the Pensacola zone. Played behind the net. Kennedy going in after it. Mastrangeli there had it. He'll poke it free to the far boards. Phil Edzianko intercepts. Kennedy takes it for Birmingham near half wall. Hit on the play by Price. Loose now at the boards. Kipledzianko wraps one around. Couldn't get it past Mastrangeli, and it's played now. Other side for Pensacola. That's Bross. Bross fires one in, stick to side by Musatelli into the corner. Birmingham will play it, but not out. Now finally Frolov gets control. He tried to headman a pass up, but it's intercepted by Blake Wells, who will turn it right back in. There's a shot by Romatario, never made it through. Too many bodies and sticks in front. Pensacola, though, maintains possession. German sees it far side. There's a shot save, stick save by Musatelli with a lot of people out in front. Musatelli just covers it up and holds on calmly and coolly as we'll take our second media timeout of the first period. No score, Birmingham and Pensacola.
And right there is a prime example, Jody. Frolov has the puck in front of the Bulls bench. He throws it through the middle in the neutral zone and doesn't connect with the pass. Pensacola turns that over. They come back in and end up with a good scoring opportunity on Musatelli. Had to be on the mark there. And you can see Pensacola starting to come back. The shots are tightening up a little bit here. 7-4 now. Still in favor of the Bulls.
Pensacola comes into the game right, and actually this year, similar to the Bulls, they have 9 new players on their team, 9 rookies, but they also have a new head coach, and that's Jeremy Gates. He's in his first year with Pensacola, Greg. He spent 3 years as an assistant in the East Coast League with Rapid City before he took over the Atlanta AA U16 hockey program.
Okay.
So he came from the Atlanta U16 program to Pensacola. He did play for the Ice Flyers, so he has a history there. He played 5 years for Pensacola between 2012 and 2017.
Any family ties to Link Gates?
No, that's a different way to spell it.
Okay.
And even if he was, I don't think he would claim it.
Well,
I have 2 Link Gates stories, and I think I told them before, but poor Dennis Penfold, he's lucky to be alive. That's all I can say.
Oh, yeah.
Link Gates and Dennis Penfold, the toughest guy I've seen for his weight I've ever seen. Small guy, but he could throw him with anybody. Link Gates was just a different kind of human being, you know. Right. He could go to a fight against a robot, one of the Transformers, beating
100%. Like he just had no emotion. He just had that blank stare.
Yeah.
And when you saw the blank stare, you were like, okay, I need to get away from this guy.
Freight train's coming, but I'll never forget it. Dennis Penfold gladly went up against him. He didn't win, but he showed close, but he did it. And that's what you want from your hockey players. They're off the draw. Tyler German's shot, that goes wide. Near side, played off the boards and out. Face-off will come back in the Birmingham zone as that one went off Philippe Caron's stick.
Oh, Joey, as you get older, it's about what you can claim. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's a great claim to say. I went up against Link Gates.
Absolutely. You know, I can say, hey, I had Pat LaFontaine score on me. I put Eric Lindros in the NHL. He scored on me so many times.
It's like saying Gretzky beat me on a breakaway. I'm so happy.
Right.
Face off to the left of Musatelli, controlled by the Bulls. Sadowski sees it far side. Loose now played by Olenek through center ice. Colton's pass for Gronick off the mark, and Romatario picks it up for Pensacola. Off the boards, this one's going to be icing as Sadowski goes back to touch up. Face off back into the Pensacola zone. 8:26 remaining here in the first period. Pensacola has narrowed the shots on goal margin. It's now 7-5 in favor of the Bulls.
Bulls definitely coming here, Jody. You can see they're doing a much better job getting that puck deep than they were in the first couple minutes of the game, and that's when they're getting all the commotion, getting in behind the big defenseman of Pensacola and slipping a guy into the slot looking for those quick shots.
I saw a player go down on the draw, so it must be McGregor Sinclair, and it was. Loose puck picked up by Pensacola, and they'll wrap one off the boards back into the Bull zone. Played by Birmingham, but not out. Stick to side by Musatelli. Played along the near boards by Birmingham behind their own net. Scott has it for the Bulls. Doug Scott. He's watched by Jurasek. Puck gets past everyone back in the Pensacola zone. DiMatteo has to play it, though, as Birmingham was bearing down on it. Now it's loose in the corner, tied up there among 4 players. Still tied up. Referee's looking, waiting for him to move it. Finally, the puck is moved by the Ice Flyers, and Julius has it taken away by Kennedy. Kennedy, here face-off circle. There's a pass. Not broken up, went right back to Kennedy, and that shot wide. Back into the Bull zone. It's played. Musatelli plays it himself. There's a shot by Price. Picked up by Musatelli on the far side. Birmingham had great scoring opportunities. Now they're being pressured in their own zone. Just that quickly a turn. Danny Wade has it. Has a streaking Phil Edzianko. He couldn't get in the puck. So Wade just gains that center ice stride and dumps it in. Smart play.
And I was going to say, Jody, I know it's not flashy, and Ledzianko wanted that, but in order to make that pass, he had to thread the needle through a Pensacola D, and Wade made the smart play there, got the red line, and dumped it in.
Now Sherino has it taken off his stick from Pensacola. They'll bring it back in. Gagnon has it for Birmingham. Drops it back for Youngworth. Matt Wiesner in front of Musatelli, waiting on Youngworth to make a move. Steps out in front, gives it to Phil Edzianko, and back on the Bulls. Brings it into the zone, back for his brother Kip. He whiffs on a slap shot. Back behind the net, played by Philly. Avoids a check. Stood up, taken away. Now that's a nice play there by Frolov, throwing his weight around. I told you this guy could play physical hockey, but Ian Frolov. But the puck is controlled and sent out by Pensacola. Sherino centers a pass, backhand one. That was a stop, or maybe blocked by the Bulls defense. Played by Birmingham's Gagnon off the stick of Frolov, and Pensacola will back up and try and calm things down.
Like the play of Frolov, and Kennedy's another one I've been noticing, Jody. Very aggressive out there on the forecheck, throwing the body around.
It's been a while since we've seen forwards throwing their body around, their weight around. It's nice to see Frolov out there doing such. That pays off as the game progresses. We're down to 5:40 to go, first period, no score. Birmingham Sadowski with the puck. They'll bank one off the glass down the ice. This one's icing, and Sadowski put a little too much on him as they hit the glass and went down. That's okay. I'd rather have the icing there than a turnover.
Jody, you can go through a hockey game, you can ice the puck 100 times.
Yeah, it's okay.
And you know what? You're not getting any of those turnovers at the blue line because it's those turnovers that end up in the back of your net. I'm fine with that play.
Off the draw, that's Soreski for Birmingham to the right of Musatelli. Puck is dropped. No one really controls it. It finds the stick of Matt Wood, who will back in one into the Pensacola zone. Momentario plays it far side for Gaudette through center ice. Ross has it. There's a shot as a loose puck was picked up by Pensacola, and now it's back into the Ice Flyer zone. Gaudette was the first one to catch up with it. Wood was all over him. Now Gaudette has it. Back into the Bull zone. He gets past Sadowski. His shot goes through the crease. No one there to tip it. Played by Romatario along the near boards for Price. Just inside the blue line, Price's shot never made it through, but the puck lay loose. Pensacola had a chance. There's another centering pass. Dorsey this time will play it, and they'll just clear the zone. Sadowski gives it to Danny Wade. Off the stick of Gronick, played by Pensacola in their own zone. Jirasek skates away through center ice, avoids one man, brings it in, takes the shot, glove saved by Musatelli, as Jirasek got a nice wrister off, Greg. He got past two Birmingham Bull defenders to get that shot off. Musatelli had to come up big right there.
Well, great save by Musatelli. That's always what you notice on that play, Jody. What a lot of people don't notice, and what I really didn't like, is Pensacola went from their blue line all the way into the top of our circle, unscathed through the neutral zone, skated past two players, and we didn't get a body on them. That's what you want to change up. You got to clog up those lanes and at least make the guy make a pass, chip it wide, or best case scenario, dump it deep.
Well, we're down to our last immediate timeout of the first period play. Still no score. Shots on goal now. Even at 8-8 at one time. It was 7-1 Birmingham. So the tables have turned, so to speak.
No, they have, but for the most part, Jody, the Bulls defense has done a very good job keeping those 8 shots to the perimeter for the most part. You know what I mean? A lot of them from the side wall, a lot of them from up high. Musatelli's had pretty good vision lines on all the shots coming in, where the Bulls definitely had the best scoring opportunities, and even Kennedy's that didn't register as a shot on goal, but that one was blocked, but he got all of that one. He was going top shelf.
Pensacola's captain, Ethan Price, spent the entire break talking about something, at least, with the referee, Brett Straley. He comes back to the bench, relaying the message to head coach Gates. Waiting for the drop to puck. Face off to the right of Jacob Musatelli. Sinclair's going to be tossed, and Danny Waite will come in a spot. Jirasek lost it. Waite picks it up, wins the draw, sends it around the far side, taken away by Wells. There's a shot off the side of the net by Jirasek. Wells has the rebound, plays it around near side. Jirasek has it. He's all over the place. There's a centering pass off the skate of Scahill, almost into the Bulls' net. Now quickly Birmingham turns it off the stick, though, of Olenek, and we're back into the Pensacola zone. Wade plays it back at the blue line. Doug Scott catches up. He's hit on the play by German. Birmingham keeping the puck in. Danny Waite took something to the chest or his neck. He's skating off the ice in pain. I don't know if it's his shoulder or wrist, but he is coming off the ice. That's the last thing I need to see right now. Now puck was played behind the net, near side for Kip Ledzianko. Waite went into the boards. I didn't see who it was with, but both sticks were up. I wonder if that stick didn't get him in the collarbone.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Jody, was collarbone.
Off the play here, picked up by Kip Ledzianko. He'll turn it the other way. Nice pass for Kennedy. He banks it into the Pensacola zone. We'll keep an eye on Danny Waite. Gagnon with the puck. He sends one deflected higher than that. Play far side. Sammy Rose has it. Sends it back to the blue line now. The Youngworth to Gagnon. Gagnon plays it far, boys Kennedy. There's a pass for Phil Ledzianko off the mark. Gagnon pinching in, plays it into the corner. Right there, Kip Ledzianko fighting for control and possession. Takes a hit. Still losing that corner. Now Pensacola's Poulias will bring it out. Tune in on him, so he opts just to dump it in and give chase. Pensacola and Birmingham changing. There's Musatelli, plays it himself off the boards and out. He didn't like what he saw in front of him. Youngworth through center ice. Off the stick of Wood. Momentario has it. He'll curl out through his own net, in front of his own net, and he'll play it. This one's going to go down the length of the ice, and icing will be called on Pensacola as Sadowski touches up.
And I'll tell you, Jody, something that transpired there away from the play. You want to keep your eyes, if they're on the ice together, 16 for Pensacola, Poulias and Kennedy, because they got tangled up there. Kennedy kind of gave him a shot, and Poulias let him know it as he was skating to the bench, and he followed him all the way to the Bulls bench, and then went into his, so we'll see if that one got any gasoline to throw on the fire.
Danny Waite is still down on the Bulls bench, sitting talking with the Bulls trainer. I don't see any work being done. I don't see much of anything else but conversations, but still, he's not on the ice, which is not good. Puck played in front of the Bulls net. 2 minutes to go, first period, no score. Dorsey gets it ahead for Froloff, gives it up for Sereski. 3 Pensacola players back at the blue lines, and he dumps it in. Tied up behind the net. Sereski and Froloff. Still fought for a loose puck. No one's moving it out. The puck is free. Now it's kicked in near side. Down on the play goes Wood. That's Karan, played around the far boards. Nice hit by Gronick. Takes the puck away. Gronick couldn't get that centering pass. He had Karan floating. Now on the play behind the net, I see some elbows getting up. Puck is played around the far side and out through center ice. Picked up by the Ice Flyers. Into the Bulls zone. There's a centering pass, stick to side, save made by Musatelli. Played it on the far boards in the Bulls zone. Sadowski has a stick tied up by Pellinger. A minute left to go in the first period, no score. Puck escapes the Bulls blue line and is played by Jirasek. They'll set it up. That's offside as Bross was in ahead of the play. And face-off will come up just outside the Bulls' blue line. Greg, Shane Bull scored a hat trick in Pensacola the other night. He scored all three Pensacola's goals. He was the one down here behind the net that was getting those elbows and sticks up a little high.
Definitely. You saw him working it out down there behind the net, and, you know, it was Gronick back there for the Bulls trying to mix it up and get this going. But same thing, Jody, a lot of still feet in the neutral zone on a couple guys, and that's starting to stick out.
Play in the Bulls zone, loose puck. Colton Olnick tried to get it out, gets it past Master and Jelly. Look out, here comes Jeff Scott, 2-on-1 with Kip Legianco. Scott with a shot, that one nicked the shoulder of DiMatteo. Now a whistle is blown. They don't have a face-off there. I don't think it was a penalty, but why was the whistle blown?
I don't know if he thought the puck careened up off DiMatteo's butt of his stick, Jody, and up, hit the glass, and did it touch the netting up top and then come around. It's tough to see, but the ref was there and made the call. So
no one's arguing about it or questioning, so whatever it was, face off to his left. That's DiMatteo. Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham. Matty Wiesner for Pensacola. Puck is dropped loose, picked up by the Ice Flyers. Momentario banks one off the board. Scott picks it up before Pensacola can do anything with it. Back into the Ice Flyer zone, played by DiMatteo for Wiesner. Whips one around the boards. Look out, it gets past Scahill. 2-on-1 the other way for Pensacola. There's a shot save made by Musatelli, his best one of the period on a 2-on-1 break. Scahill will send it right back into the Pensacola zone. Weird hop off the boards as the last few seconds ticked off as Birmingham had a player there in that far face-off circle. They had an opportunity with an empty net, but Musatelli saves the day there in the last 10 seconds of that period, coming up with a big save on a 2-on-1.
Absolutely. You saw the Bulls going down end-to-end, coming down. They didn't convert down there, had an opportunity, and Pensacola brought it right back, Jody, and that's how it works in these tight checking games. It's going to go from one end to the other. Goalie makes a big save, they go down, somebody's going to get one eventually here.
We talked about, or at least I brought up in the early going, Birmingham's tandem of Hayden Stewart and Jacob Musatelli is, to me, they're playing great hockey. Musatelli shot 11 shots. If you can remember, it was 7-1 shot on goal advantage for Birmingham at one point. From that moment on, a 9-2 advantage shots on goal wise for Pensacola, but Musatelli comes up big when he counts.
Well, Musatelli's a big guy. He's got experience up there in the AHL, and although he didn't get a pro game in, Jody, he's seen that caliber of shot. So this kid's young, you know what I mean? And I really like what I see. He's got a big frame, he moves well side to side, and he's pretty smart playing the puck. He doesn't try and make anything spectacular happen with it, and if the play's not there, he has no problem just backhanding it into the corner and letting one of his players skate to it.
Birmingham has two big netminders, both Hayden Stewart and Jacob Musatelli, 6'4" and 6'5". I remember back in the 90s, the Anaheim Ducks, I think they were called the Mighty Ducks back then, had a big goaltender that looked like he had linebacker shoulder pads. His name was J.S. Giguere, and he won the cup. Musatelli kind of reminds me of those type goaltenders. I don't think big goaltenders were a thing until Giguere came on the scene in the 90s, but now it seems like everybody wants the big, tall, long-arm goaltender.
Well, Giguere he was a product of the Halifax Mooseheads, Jody, and I watched him play many times when I was at Dalhousie going to college there playing for the Tigers.
Well, we understand, and we have been we've known this all year long, that those that are listening or trying to listen on YouTube audio may be having a difficult time hearing it, and there seems to be a little, the quality isn't quite what we want it to be, I'll put it that way. We are remedying the situation this time Saturday, hopefully. Right. If not, next week at the latest, we'll have another piece of equipment that should take care of that, and we'll be able to treat YouTube audio and hockey TV where you guys are watching now. We can at least treat that differently. We'll split the signal, and we can bump one volume up while not affecting the other. So I apologize for those that are listening on YouTube. We're doing the best we can. with what we have. Is that a good way to put it?
Absolutely. For Tricky Nicks, it sounds like he or she, I guess you should say, but definitely has some technical background in the audio stuff, and so they know.
Well, we couldn't do anyways, though.
We got to replace the icicle, and we're not going back with an icicle. We've got an actual box coming in that will run
the
through the
sound box
scene.
he's talking about. All right, let's take a break. Let's play a spot or two. We come back, we'll play part one of our interview with head coach Craig Simchuk. Score at the end of one period of play. Birmingham nothing, Pensacola nothing. This is Birmingham Bulls hockey.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Life. We may not all agree on the best game day foods, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Players that are in the gym early, they're staying on late for practice, they're asking for one-on-one video sessions. They really want to learn the game of hockey, and they're receptive to it. Other years, older teams, guys have been there and done that. They're more complacent at times, and I'm not saying the guys were lazy, but they weren't motivated to take call-ups ups and play at the highest level. They were content playing here and trying to win, which is also fine. But it's finding that right mix and balance, and hopefully we get on the right page soon.
I remember in years past, though, this core group you were talking about, at times you got frustrated because they would go do what they wanted to do on the ice. They would, not that they weren't following your instructions, but they had played professionally long enough to where they felt they could do what they needed and what they wanted to do. So this year, have you seen a difference in that where they're actually paying attention to what you have to say on the ice during a game and in his practice as well?
Yeah, no, I definitely have, and it's been nice because it's a different approach, and we knew this coming in. Having a younger team, there's going to be certain areas that we have to spend more time and focus on, and then other areas that we don't have to worry about as much. In past years, it was almost managing salary caps, egos, ice time for these older guys that all wanted to score, and now it's more balancing, teaching guys how to play, and they're just content with whatever we tell them and the roles that they're told to fill.
I'm not trying to pull anybody out and talk about it specifically, but of the new guys, is there anybody that's really caught your eye and you really like what you see in these kids?
I mean, there's a lot of them. All of them are bringing something in their own aspects, and we didn't want the same type of player per se. We want a different mix of them. I mean, Jacob Musatelli comes in, big rookie goalie, and I told Kersey from day one that this guy's a pro. He's going to play pro and have a long career. Just his approach and mentality every day, practice habits, off ice, eating, preparation, you can tell, and not everyone has that right off the bat. That's a skill that's learned over time, most of the time. So for him to come in, he's been a great surprise. Guys like Sean Kennedy, I think he's going to be a very good player at this level, if not the next. He's young, he's hungry. Parker Soretsky's been around, but he's new to our organization. He's a very smart player. He's very methodical with everything he does, systems-wise, and he's always thinking. Some guys on the back end really like Kevin Sadovsky and Doug Scott. They've been pretty big forces back there. Thrown on the power play, but all different situations too. I trust him on the defensive side, on PK, and big D-zone draws. So everyone has been a pleasant surprise, but those guys are the standouts.
All right, we're going to stop the interview there. It just doesn't seem like it's working. Listen, let me try and explain this the best way I can. This is minor league sports. We're not ABC, we're not Fox, we're not NBC, we're not ESPN. We don't have millions of dollars worth of equipment to deliver these hockey games to you. We do our best, or try our best, with what we have. And sometimes it comes through when there's no reason for it to work. It seems to work. That's just because Greg and I are just staying on top of it. But nonetheless, we just don't have the equipment yet to pull off what we're trying to do. So, as soon as this next piece of equipment comes in, and Pat Johnson is well aware of our problems, I believe the issue will be solved, Greg. We'll have an extra box, or extra board, so to speak, if you will, to operate YouTube, and then a separate one to operate our hockey TV portion of it. And maybe, hopefully maybe, that'll take care of things one way or another. But we do apologize. We know it's not good. I would like to know if any of you guys heard any of that interview whatsoever, or if it's what we fear, nobody heard a word.
Well, the one comment that we did get on YouTube, Jody, was that they could hear it, but it was dampened, and you had to stick your ear to the speaker in order to hear it. So we apologize for that, but
we are working as fast and hard as we can, but I just don't think we're going to be able to solve this issue tonight, but we'll see. Saturday night, we're back here at the Pelham Civic Complex to take on the Knoxville Ice Bears. Now, if you can remember, Knoxville is the one who knocked Birmingham out of the playoffs last year. So this will be the first time we've seen them this year. So that ought to be an interesting game too, Greg. A lot of faces on both teams will be familiar to each other, but for the most part, both teams are just coming in. I guess you have to do this each year. You're just replacing 5 to 10 guys every year.
And even in the preseason, Jody, that is something that the Bulls, a little bad taste in their mouth going down in Knoxville and, getting stroked 8-3.
Yeah.
So
Preseason-wise,
I guarantee you that the Bulls will remember the Knoxville Ice Bears come Saturday night.
All right, why don't we take a break and we'll get refreshed, play a few spots, and when we come back, we'll have second period action. Score at the end of one. Birmingham nothing, Pensacola nothing. This is Birmingham Bulls hockey.
Vulcan on the right, glad up is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right, going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd, turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice, kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good guys win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Vulcan on the right, glad up is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right, going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd, turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice, kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good guys win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveny back at the Pelham Civic Complex, getting set for second period action. About 30 seconds away, no score in this game. We're the only game in the league tonight, Greg. There are a couple of games tomorrow night. Roanoke will be at Knoxville, and Peoria is at Evansville. So we'll have a full slate of action on Saturday, but only 2 tomorrow night and 1 tonight in the league.
Yep, Thursday night hockey, Jody, before Halloween. So we're getting after it here. Close one tonight.
All right. Out for Birmingham, Youngworth will be paired up. Is that Sinclair playing defense? No, he's going to be the centerman. Okay. Jordan Gagnon out was Youngworth. Sinclair, Soretsky, and Olenek out for the Bulls. Matty Wiesner on the draw for Pensacola. They'll be playing with Blake Wells and Tyler German. Whistle blows. Matty Wiesner not liking something. He's complaining. Now Colton Olenek having a discussion with the referee. We'll try it again, I guess. Wiesner didn't like being tossed. Blake Wells comes in his spot as Sinclair, and Wells fighting for it. Loose puck picked up by Olenek. Olenek now backhands one end. Going in after Soretsky. He's hit on the play. Loose puck played back behind the net. Olenek couldn't get there. Sinclair catches up with it first. German on him. Bulls keep the puck in. Gagnon centers a pass for Olenek. Back to Youngworth. Takes a weak wrister, blocked in front by Pensacola's defense, and they'll clear it back into the Bulls zone, and icing is called on the Ice Flyers.
I get the play there by Gagnon, Jody, looking for Olenek through the seam there, through traffic, but with all the congestion we had in front of Pensacola's goal, that's a shot when you get on that far side of the top of the circle. Just rip it in on net, and let's see what happens.
Wiesner and Sinclair on the draw for each team. Same lines were out before. 30 seconds into the second period. Puck is dropped, controlled by Pensacola. Long pass ahead for Wells, knocked away by Soretsky, and Sinclair puts one back into the Pensacola zone. Played there by the Ice Flyers. Pass Tyler German, back to get it is Phil Edzianko for Birmingham. Backhands one over for Scott. Moves puck at center ice. Phil Edzianko tips it to himself, brings it in, far face-off circle, cuts behind the net. Looks for a place to go. That one gets past everyone, far side. Shane Bull has it. Loses it. Edzianko, a dangerous centering pass there, but Johnny on the spot. Phil Edzianko has it. Backhands one back to the blue line. Doug Scott plays it for Scahill. Down low, centering pass. Phil Edzianko with a shot. Took the pass from his brother Kip and just missed. Puck played by Pensacola right in on Musatelli, and he'll hold it for a face-off. Good scoring chance there for Birmingham.
Yeah, good save by DiMatteo. And good block there. It was Faulkner from Pensacola on D, Jody. That's who broke up that play. The first time through where Edzianko had that dangerous centering pass into traffic, but Faulkner was there to break it up. So there's that line again. The Edziankos and Kennedy, Jody, making it happen down low, getting that traffic in front of the net.
Gronick on the draw for Birmingham. Takes it, wins it. Dorsey banks one off the boards, but not out. Kept alive. There's a shot taken by Pensacola. Banks off the Bulls' defense and back into the Pensacola zone is played. Romatario has it. Ginger to pass lightly out through center ice. Now puck is played by Sadowski. Bernie had it, lost it. Romatario picks it up. Banks went off the boards and out. Offside will be called on Birmingham as they tipped it right back in. But in ahead of the play was Wood.
I don't mind that play by Caron there, Jody, because he's coming across. There's a lot of traffic at that blue line. He thought about throwing it back to Dorsey at the point, but you're better off just keeping that puck moving forward, taking the offside call, getting the face-off, and doing it all over again.
On the draw, Jurasek wins it, gets it back to Pellinger. The bank went off the boards into the Bulls zone, and Sadowski goes back, and icing is called on Pensacola. That was close, but no argument. They'll come back into their own zone for a face-off.
Well, it's one of those things, Joey, where They're still young in the season. It's still early by all means, but for the Bulls, it's been so close. Yeah. One way or the other. 3 one-goal games that they've had, 2 overtime losses, and it's just that situation.
Shootout losses even.
Right, yeah. You just have to stick with it and keep doing the right things and not try and do too much. Make the simple plays like they're doing tonight and keep it simple.
Off the draw, Sinclair wins it, gets past Olenek. Youngworth plays it far side. Gagnon centers one for Soreski, and now it deflects into the netting, so we'll try it again. Face off in the Pensacola zone.
We saw Gagnon come across there after that play was blown dead, Jody, and he came by Soreski and said, hey, I had you. Soreski like, yeah, I saw you. Just, keep it coming, keep working it. It's gonna pull through one of these times.
Sinclair and Jurasek on the draw to right of the net minor. Pensacola picks the puck up, and they'll take it in. Pellinger. Near side in the corner. Gagnon has it. Jordan gets it back in to pass off for Olenek to Sinclair. Soreski streaking. Tried to tie it up to Sinclair. Soreski gets past everyone. Played. Whiffing on the shot was Gagnon, and Pensacola will skate away. Had a chance. Chirino has it. He takes a shot well wide. Pellinger plays it behind the Bulls' net. There's a pass. That's Bull. He takes the shot. Save made. Rebound comes back for Sosinski. Just his first game of the year, Greg. Sosinski with a shot. Save made again by Musatelli. Had a little trouble with finding it on the rebound, but Birmingham plays it. Soreski ahead has Sinclair. Olenek with him. Gives it up for Colton. Takes the shot. Glove save made on the play by DiMatteo, and faceoff will come up to his right.
And that's that quick transition. You talk about that end-to-end, Jody. Pensacola had a scoring opportunity down there. They were denied by Musatelli.
Right, it's a tough name.
And, right, Musatelli. And away they go, right back down. But you see how quick it turns from end to end.
Face off to the right of DiMatteo, controlled by the Bulls. That's Scott. Takes a wrister, goes wide. He's looking for a deflection. Scahill with a nice slap shot. Save made by DiMatteo, and Pensacola clears. Look out. Here comes Ethan Price, the captain. A one-on-one save made by Musatelli.
Wow.
As Ethan Price cut just behind the Bulls defense. Got a shot off of an ice one on the forehand. Musatelli wasn't sure where it was after he made the initial save, but it was right under him. Nice save by Jacob Musatelli.
Great job by Price. As you saw, he was looking 5-hole all the way, Jody. Pulled it across. Musatelli opened up for a second, but then he pulled that big right knee in and got a hold of that puck coming sliding through his legs.
Off the draw, Birmingham fires one around the near boards. Timmy Faulkner has it, plays it far side. Along the boards, still in the Pensacola zone. Puck banked off the board to the center ice. Scahill had it. Kip Ledzianko finds the loose puck and fires it in. Timmy Faulkner, look out, lost the puck. Comes to Kip Ledzianko, a shot. That one goes wide. Rebound in front, score! Kip Ledzianko and the Bulls doing a great job of forechecking. Pensacola got to help it out there as Mastrangelli couldn't get control. And Kip Ledzianko makes them pay. Birmingham up 1-0.
And that one there was all Kennedy, Jody. I was just going to make an analogy about how Kennedy's playing to the old Ken Linsman days. They called him the Rat. And that's what Kennedy did. He just forechecked all the way, forced that puck down low. On the first missed shot by Ledzianko, he stuck with it, and he was a puck hound, got it back out in front, and Ledzianko finished it off for the Bulls.
We'll get the call in a second. It's played back in the Pensacola zone. Here's the call. Ledzianko! The assist of 11, Sean Kennedy, and number 23, Bill Ledzianko. And first Bulls are the Ledzianko brothers along with Kennedy. Kip gets the goal, Phil with the assist along with Kennedy and Birmingham. Once again, fourth time of the year, takes a 1-0 lead. We've scored the first goal in every game we played this year. Now to add to it and protect it. In the Pensacola zone, loose puck picked up by the Ice Flyers. They'll get it out. Froloff had it for a moment, taken away. As Romatario curls away from Soreski, he'll bank one around the boards near side. Just inside the Pensacola blue line in front of the Bulls bench. Loose puck comes in the air. Soreski tips one in back into the near corner. Romatario takes the hit from Olenek. Birmingham keeps the puck alive. That's Sinclair. Around the boards again. Pinching in is Youngworth. In front looking for Olenek. Finds him and couldn't get the shot off. Youngworth with it now. Tries it for Olenek. Top of the face-off circle save. He gets his own rebound. The shot. Jeepers. That one didn't get in. Olenek buzzing around the net, gives it to Youngworth. He'll curl in bottom of that face-off circle. Save made again by DiMatteo. And Pensacola gladly just clears it up and out of play, so a face-off will come back in to the Pensacola zone. 14:38 remaining, second period. Bulls 1, Pensacola nothing. Tell us what happened on that play, Greg.
Well, DiMatteo's going to be showing his love to the goalpost there, Joey, because Olenek cut across. He put the first shot after a good feed from the far side. The far side point hit him through that seam in the slot. Olenek shot the puck. It went off some shin pads. It went out to a dead area in the slot. Olenek wide on that slot play, jumped over to the puck, and he got a ripper off, and that puck hit square on the post and came right back out. He beat DiMatteo, he just didn't fall. So, good follow-up pressure by the Bulls, and like you said, they're looking for more.
You got to get that next one, Greg. You can't, one goal lead is, that's nothing. But when you start adding to it, that confidence starts to grow. You get that feeling. We can put the puck into that after all, and you keep going and building. The good thing is, that goal was scored by Lezianko, and we really need both Kip and his brother Phil taking control of this, because they've got the talent to make it happen.
Well, it's one of those things where, with a young team, Jody, you're trying to find the chemistry. You've got the individual speed and want to, but you've got to find that magic. And I think that, for the first time, we're seeing it here with the Leziankos and Kennedy, because that's been a really special line tonight. I really liked Wade and Olenek together earlier, along with Sinclair, but Wade, I don't see him down around the bench area, and we haven't seen him back, so that's a shame, because for the Bulls to have two lines in sync would have been really nice to come out of tonight's game.
I don't even see Danny Wade on the bench, and a shame is, that's putting it mildly beyond words. Yep. This guy, and you and I spoke about this yesterday on the phone, he has the potential to be the best player on the Bulls team as long as he's wearing the uniform. He definitely is the smartest as far as hockey IQ. You got a father like Doug Wake, 19 years in the NHL, and a lot of places. He won a Stanley Cup in Carolina. Just by absorption alone, you got to know how to play hockey, where to position yourself.
Think back in the day, Jody, to give a comparison. Think about Todd Holt's son, Jason. Remember that back in the day? He was always there with Todd. He was there at the rink, at practice.
Every day.
Just being around and in that atmosphere, just what you soak up and absorb. And I'm sure Danny Wade carries that same, being that his dad played on so many teams, 19 years in the NHL?
19 years in the NHL, one cup with Carolina. He's in the Edmonton Oilers Hall of Fame. He was traded by the Rangers, who drafted him first overall. Well, not overall, 34th, their first pick in that 1990 draft. He was traded for Hall of Famer and 5-time Stanley Cup winner Esa Tikkanen.
Yep.
So, imagine the hockey players that Danny Wade has been around his entire life.
Oh, unbelievable.
And the type of play he's been able to see as they have to fix the scoreboard. As the puck hit it, and that puck was lifted. And that's what the stoppage is for. 14:38 to go, second period. That was a little bit of hockey history, I guess, for the night.
Yep. Always nice to be appreciated. Jake from the rink down there fixing the scoreboard, getting that taken care of, and, fans come to life there. Good to see.
All right, face off in the Pensacola zone to the right of DiMatteo. Lezianko's out along with Kennedy, Youngworth, and I believe Gagnon go on the other side. Face off controlled by Birmingham. Youngworth drops it back for Kip. I lost it. Back the other way comes Pensacola. Jurasek had it tipped away. Pellinger with a shot. That one's well wide into the far corner. Then there's a pass for Jurasek. Gagnon was there tonight to get in the way of that shot. Now behind the net. Got it. a centering pass knocked away by the Bulls, and Kip Lezianko calmly just banks one off the boards back into the Ice Flyer zone. Right back into Birmingham's in, played by Musatelli for Gagnon. His knees, he backhands one, but not out. Finally it does, and Matty Wiesner backhands it right back in. Line change for Pensacola. Youngworth, far side for Gagnon. Youngworth has it again. Floating at center ice, picked up by Phil Lezianko. There's a pass for Kennedy, a shot save made by DiMatteo. And a penalty is going to be coming up. I believe Kennedy was taken down, and they're going to call Pensacola on the first penalty of the night for either team. And Birmingham will go on the power play as Kennedy went down.
Yep.
And of course, Matty Wiesner, and the fans
like that one.
The fans remember him. And to be honest with you, I thought he was a fan favorite when he was in Birmingham.
Well, he was, Jody, but you know how that goes.
Well, he's the kind of player like I don't know how to describe it, but like a Kenny Linsman. He gets under your skin, and he's very good at it. He knows his role. And when you allow him to get under your skin like that, it suddenly affects your game.
Absolutely.
It's like Brad Marchand. Yep. Just a little mini Brad Marchand. Birmingham on the power play. We'll start this one to the left of DiMatteo. Sinclair on the draw. Puck is dropped loose at their skates. Taking a stick to the face. I believe that was Bernie still holding on to us. He's got to get back in the action. Birmingham has control of the puck on the power play. Bernie may have taken his own stick to the face, but he did get one. Soreski has it. Takes a shot, save made, rebound loose, and picked up. Far side and wrapped around the boards by Zach Bross. Bernie will come off. He'll get checked out by the trainer as Musatelli leaves it for Doug Scott.
And Sinclair would have had that on the rebound, Jody, if he wouldn't have been tied up by Faulkner.
Ahead for Furlaw, picks it up, far face-off circle. He's hit on the play and goes down hard. Back at the point, played by Doug Scott, near side Soreski. Birmingham will set the power play up now. Kennedy tried a one-touch pass over to Soreski, didn't work, and Pensacola easily clears down into the net of Musatelli. Down a minute to go on this power play for the Bulls. 12:30 to go in the second period of play. Bulls up by one. Doug Scott has it. The Kip Lezianko puts the brakes on, sets it up far side for his brother Phil. Cuts behind the net. Back at the point for Soreski. Gets past him and everyone else and back in the Bulls zone. Kip Lezianko goes and gets it for over the Bulls. He'll leave it for Sadowski. 30 seconds left of power play time for Birmingham. That gets past everyone. Sadowski's pass right back to Pensacola, who easily clears in the neutral ice. Colton Olenek with the puck. Over around one. Nice feed over for Phil Lezianko. Back for his brother Kip. That shot is stopped, blocked by Zach Bross. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time remaining. Sadowski has it. Plays it down low near side for Phil Lezianko. 5 seconds. Lezianko holding on to the puck. Looks for a place to go. Gets it back for Sadowski. Back to his brother Kip to Phil. Phil thought about it in front, looking for one. Loose puck in the slot. Comes back to Phil. For his brother Kip, pad save made by DiMatteo. Now it's loose behind the net. Played far boards for Matty Wiesner, who's out of the penalty box. And he'll take it into the Bull zone. That's Zach Bross. He had a pass set up near side for Bernie, who appears to be okay. And back comes Birmingham the other way. Quickly down the ice. Gagnon has it. Has Caron with him. Taken away by Chirino, though, and Pensacola will set the play in their own zone. They'll skate away. Polinger with it. They'll send one in deep. And they'll dump and chase this one. He gets past Gagnon. Puck loose, picked up, far side. That one trickled in, save made by Musatelli. There's a shot by Bull, goes past everyone into the corner. There's a centering pass by Pensacola, picked up by Wood. He'll leave it off for Gagnon. Furlaw is with him. He couldn't get it past Polinger, though. Now the loose puck in the corner. Caron going in after it for Birmingham, taken away by Pensacola. And they'll come back 3-on-2 if they hurry. Olenek needs to get back. Played by the Ice Flyers. There's a shot taken. There's Bull wraparound save made by Musatelli. Has his own rebound. Puck didn't escape the zone, kept alive, far side by Romatario. Down deep, behind the goal line. He'll play it back. Taken away nicely by Groning. He'll play it near side, all the way around, but not out. Gaudette has it. Olenek pressuring him. Romatario with the puck. Pensacola not on the power play, but it is what it looks like. Puck played behind the net. Birmingham's Youngworth goes down, as does Groning. Loose puck behind that Birmingham goal line. Kick free. Doug Scott has it. And he'll just calmly lift one into center ice. Played there by Bernie. Yep. And we'll hold on for a face-off. Tyler Birney took a stick on that face-off when we run the power play to the face, and he went over to the bench, and I don't know exactly what they did to him, but he appears to be okay. I'm more worried and wondering what's going on with Danny Wade. At the end of this period, I'll contact our trainer, Ray Pat, and I'll see what I can find out. But when you don't see him on the bench, that kind of tells me that either A, he's on his way to the hospital for an x-ray of some sorts, or B, they're just back there giving him treatment. What do you think it is?
Well, I think you nailed it, Jody. Whether it was, I've seen so many guys hit like that where they get hit on the boards, and it's like his shoulders were perfectly square to the boards, and he got hit.
And his stick was up, too.
And there were sticks up, and you know what I mean? It's one of those things where your body can only collapse so much inward before something gives, and you called collarbone, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's not collarbone or shoulder popped out or something like that. But
he skated back to the bench after that. Like he just shot. I mean, honestly, he's just gliding back to the bench. So I know the kid's tough, and I know he wants to be out on the ice, but to see him out on the bench is kind of troublesome.
it's not a bruise, I'll tell you that.
No, he may have a big one, but something else is going on too. All right, face off to the left of Musatelli. McGregor Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham. Bernie for Pensacola wins it, and they'll control. With a shot taken from just inside the blue line, looking for a tip. It never made it through and deflected into the far boards. Karan tips one back into center ice. Birmingham will clear the zone. German had the puck, went down. Sinclair backhands one in. Tries to get control of it, couldn't do it. Pensacola now 2-on-2 the other way. Blake Wells, close to being offside, takes the shot. Save made by Musatelli. Greg, to me, I thought that was clearly offside, but either way, Musatelli comes up, makes the save. We'll have a face-off to his left.
Well, looking at the bodies, 100% it looked offside, Jody. However, leading with the puck into the zone, he had to drag his leg. So once he pulled that leg in, but the puck was across, I mean, it was close, but the refs were right there. And
they see it clearer than we do. So
what I like on that play is even though it was broken at the blue line, as it redeveloped in the slot, Birmingham's D stepped up and they got the shot off, but it was another one of those outside perimeter shots. Musatelli had to be careful with it, but he held on to it, and we'll get a face-off here.
on the draw, Wiesner had control, but now it's loose at their skates. Jamie Dorsey picks it up. We really rarely called his name tonight. Pensacola keeps it in. There's a shot through the slot. Wiesner has it near boards. They'll cycle it down low. Picked up by the Bulls as Phil Ledzianko gets it ahead to his brother Kip. Nice pass over. Kennedy in front looking for Ledzianko, and he just couldn't tip it past. He had an open net too. If he just gets enough. Yep. Just a little bit of stick on the puck.
Heating up, Jody. I'm telling you, that line's going to be something special. You watch.
You called it. Phil Ledzianko has it now. He tries to set it up for Kip and Doug, and he'll dump it in. We're going to call I know it's not a two-line offside pass.
I was going to say a two-line pass. No,
that's what it looked like they were calling
20 years ago.
Yeah. They'll have the face-off outside the Bulls' blue line on the dot. What do you think the call was? Why did he blow it down? Was it a high stick, maybe?
Maybe. Had to be. High stick, eye level, maybe. Above the shoulders.
Sometimes I miss those two-line offside passes. Yep. It's a different game back then. Back up to play. Musatelli has it. Look out. He's going to play it himself. Getting a little confident. There's a shot fanned on it. Back at the point, Sosinski with a shot. Glove save. A nice spot save made by Musatelli. Saw it the whole way. Musatelli on top of his game, but I just don't want to see him playing the puck so gingerly back there and so nonchalantly.
Right. Move it quick. But the Bulls defense, and I'll tell you, I'll call out one of them, Wood back there, Jody, on D, doing a really good job boxing out those Pensacola forwards so Musatelli could see that puck coming in from the point. Good job.
Gronick and Jurasek. Gronick wins the draw. Youngworth wraps one around the boards to center ice, played by Wood. Offside. Furlow put himself in offside, so we'll come back. Face off just outside the Pensacola blue line. Pensacola's bench upset about something, as Romatario and Gaudette will come out defensively for the Ice Flyers.
Right. I don't know, unless you have to have full possession, but when Furlow had the puck, he's running his zone backwards.
Exactly.
You know, I don't technically know if that constitutes for an offside.
Gronick on the draw for the Bulls. Jurasek once again for Pensacola. He's very good on the faceoff. He wins it again. Gets it back for Romatario, who will send it into the Bulls zone. Julius had it, lost it, played by Gagnon, who has the puck now. Tried to set it up for Wood, really right behind him, but played now by Gaudette in his own zone. He gave it away to Wood. Save made, rebound loose, score! A giveaway in the Pensacola zone, and a bad one at that by Gaudette results in a goal. Frolov really didn't even shoot the puck, Greg. He just found the puck after that initial save by DiMatteo, and it either deflected it off his skate or his stick, but nonetheless, it counts. Birmingham up 2-0.
They did. The puck changed direction. DiMatteo had to push hard, Jody. He pushed himself right out of position, and when that puck careened back, Frolov was just skating through, just took a whack at it, and it just goes to show you, it's not about how hard you shoot the puck sometimes, it's just about how quick you get towards the front of the cage.
Birmingham, a big lead, gives himself a little bit of a cushion, not a comfortable one, but still 2-0 lead. Here's the call. Karim Bruno, his first goal as a Bull. The assist, number 48, Matt Wood, and number 7, Jordan Gagnon. So Gagnon and Wood on the assist. There's a shot by Scahill, goes wide and high, puck played behind the net. Soreski had a chance to center it, but his pass broken up. Back the other way, Sherino has it, tries to cut around the defense of Doug Scott. Not going to happen. Puck comes in. Now Sherino and Scott go down. Scott played that perfectly, Greg. Defensively, just a small trickling puck right in on Musatelli, who easily covered it up.
100%. And that's the key, Jody, as a defenseman, it's puck or body. And right there, he played it perfectly. The puck came through. He left the puck to Musatelli, and he boxed out the Pensacola forward and hold down. And Pensacola wanted to get the glove up in the face a little bit.
What I understand is both of them obviously went down together. Right now, Doug Scott's the only one in the penalty box, so it looks like Pensacola is going to get a power play. Olenik's questioning it as well. Here's the call. For roughing. Number 24, Doug Scott. 2 minutes for roughing. So Scott gets a roughing call.
After the glove in the face started it. However,
well, they both were going at it.
Well, they were, but to carry it on, it could have been once they got tangled up and went down to the ice, it might have been something down on the ice that we couldn't see. True.
Either way, Pensacola gets a power play. This is the first penalty on Birmingham these two teams have had in almost 5 periods now. On the power play, Sammy Rhodes has it. Near boards. Pressure nicely with Sadowski. Bunts him off the play. Rhodes comes out. Sends it back at the point. Master and Jelly looking in front. Save made. Rebound loose. Save made by Musatelli as he held his position, Greg, squeezing that right post. And he looked down and saw the puck and covered it up. Face-off will be to his right.
Jody, that's one of the big benefits about being a big goaltender like Musatelli. He got his legs down and put him down, and you just had a wall 1.5 feet high there of just pads from post to post. Pensacola banged away 2 and 3 times at the rebound, and then Musatelli finally got down there and covered that one up. But as a goaltender, you're afraid to move because you don't want to move and open up a hole between your legs. So good job by Musatelli there. Great composure.
Face off to his right. Burning on the draw with Sinclair. Gets back to Master and Jelly. Still on the power play. Sammy Rhodes with it. Backhand one from Master and Jelly. Return for Rhodes. Master and Jelly cross-ice pass connects. Julius with a shot. That one goes wide. Picked up, though, near side by Rhodes. Rhodes has it along the boards. Back from Master and Jelly. Cross-ice pass. Near side. Rhodes takes a shot. Wow. Save made. That didn't hit the post. Rebound behind the net. Played, but not out. Kept alive by the Ice Flyers score. Right for that left face-off circle. Right in the middle of it. The puck found the stick. I believe that's Master and Jelly. No, it's Blake Wells. I apologize. Yep. Blake Wells converts on the power play, and just like that, that two-goal lead is no more. We got a one-goal hockey game, and it's a different hockey game itself. 13:55, the time of that goal for Blake Wells. That will be Blake's first goal of the year. We'll get the assist in a moment.
Well, and you could feel that one coming, Jody, as Pensacola came back with every attempt on that power play. They got closer and closer. The one before that hit Musatelli in the elbow, careened off the post, and it was like that was close, and then they finished it off there with Wells from just inside the bottom of the circle.
Off the draw, Pensacola has it. Here's a call.
Blake Wells, the assist, number 6, Tyler Burney, and number 17 on the deal, Master and Jelly.
Those scored it for Master and Jelly and Burney on the assist. 2-1 Bulls lead. Puck in the Pensacola zone was deflected out of play, so there'll be no penalty called. Face-off will come up, though, to the left of DiMatteo.
There's another free souvenir puck compliment to the Bulls, Jody. Some lucky family gets to take that one home tonight.
What does that goal do to your psyche? You were well on your way to really taking control of this game. Now all of a sudden, it's 2-1.
I think you just have to pick up where you left off, Jody, because it wasn't a 5-on-5 goal. It was a power play goal, and I'm sure that will be something that they will have a conversation about that penalty and time and place, and we're up 2-0 at home. You know what I mean? If you're going to take somebody, get them to go.
Off the draw, loose puck in the Pensacola zone, chipped out to center ice, where it's played by Youngworth. Youngworth banks one past Kennedy, and it comes back in. So this is going to come back for icing. The face-off will be to the right of Musatelli. Musatelli, an unbelievably strong game. That goal right there, I really don't blame on him. It was a heck of a shot by Blake Wells, number 1. Number 2, as you said on the power play, and it just beat him right side.
Well, and it happens, Jody, and that's why a good save percentage in the NHL is about .915, and, you know, that's where Musatelli is right now with 20 shots on goal, 22, and 1 goal against.
Now puck loose at center ice, played by Pensacola, lifted it high into that far corner. Youngworth off the boards, tried to hook up with Kennedy. It gets past him, and Pensacola will put it right back in. Gagnon can't get it out. Price pinching in from the point, keeps it alive. He'll cut behind the net. Gives it up far side for Bross. Protecting the puck from Youngworth. Price has it, takes a shot. Never got through to Musatelli. Played though, there's Price again. Rebound, score. Zach Bross all alone in front of the Bulls net. Musatelli had no chance. 2 and 3 shots at a time. That one just found its way in. Zach Bross evens this game up. We're tied at 2.
No, you see Pensacola working that low cycle out of that right corner, Jody. You can see where they're trying to get their shots from is right inside that lower part of the face-off circle over there, just below the face-off dot. That's where they got the initial shot off from, and then the rebound there, and like you said, all alone in the front of the slot. Rebound save, and, you know, tough to get across there and stop 2.
The goalie is responsible for save number 1. It's everybody else's job to make sure there's not a save number 2. That time it didn't work. We'll get the call in a moment. Face off at center ice. 4:53 to go in the second period. We're tied at 2. Here's the call.
21 Zach Bross. The assist, number 55, Loudon Pellinger. And number 9, Matt Wiesner. Goal scored at 50.
So Wiesner and Pellinger on the assist to even it up at 2-2. Pensacola with the puck. Tried to send it down deep for Wells. He was offside, so Birmingham easily plays it. Scahill past Wood, and this one gets down deep, so we're going to come back. Icing is the call. Once again, we have our last media timeout of the second period of play, and what seemed to be a game that was slowly edging towards Birmingham taking control, Greg, in a matter of a minute and change, and we got a brand new hockey game where we were at the start. We're tied.
Well, it just leveled off in a hurry, Jody, and that was that first goal, Pensacola. They figured it out on the power play, and what they do the next shift out 5-on-5, instead of trying to do all this stuff in perimeter and crash the front of the net, they're just sticking to what works, and it's keeping that puck below the circles and just playing the low game and getting as much pressure in on Musatelli as they can.
This is the fourth game of the year for Birmingham, and all four games we've led, this one by 2. In all four games, we haven't came away with that second point. We haven't won. And I wonder at what point does that start entering the mind of these Birmingham Bulls of, uh-oh, here we go again.
Not yet. I don't think so. The season's too young, Jody, and they've come close too many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always one thing. If you lose a hockey game and you're never in it, then you start gaining that mentality. I think the Bulls are right there. They just need a breakthrough like we're going to see here coming up.
Matty Wood tried to get past Faulkner. He puts the puck in deep. Master and Jelly is there for Faulkner. Loose puck along the near boards. Played, and here comes Pensacola the other way. That quickly. Here's Blake Wells, the goal. One of the goal scorers. Cross-ice pass. Master and Jelly. That one, I think, was Musatelli got a piece of, played by Wells behind the net, far boards. Pensacola putting the pressure on. There's a shot from the point, deflected in front by German, but it didn't get through to Musatelli. And Pensacola will back it out to center ice. Under 4 minutes to go, score tied at 2. Now Faulkner pushing and shoving with Philippe Caron. Master and Jelly has it, lost it for a moment. Caron couldn't catch up with the pucker. He was all alone. Played in the Bull zone. Scott behind the net for Scahill. Whips one around near side through center ice. Ronick drops it back. Scott lost it. Off his stick. Picked up. Loose. Pulius has it. Cross-ice pass. Rose in front. Looking for the return for Pulius. The open net was there, but the shot never came. Pensacola buzzing in front now as the puck shot into the boards. Far side picked up. There's a shot score. He just whipped one over the shoulder. And just like that, 3 unanswered goals for Pensacola. And that one off the stick of Jirasek, and Birmingham trails now 3-2.
And you're seeing it, Jody, on what Pensacola coming through the neutral zone, what looks like a 2-on-2. It's never the 2-on-2 that's the problem, but it's as they bring the puck across the blue line and they delay, it's always that third guy coming in that has a forward close to him, but that first forward back, F1 back in the zone, has to go to that guy and pick him up regardless if you're a center or a winger, because that's where the Bulls are getting in trouble right now, is in that high slot.
Just felt like the entire building's wind was right then. You could hear it. Here's the call for Lucas Jirasek.
The assist, number 20, Cam Gaudette, and number 4, Nick
Romatario and Gaudette on the assist, giving Pensacola a 3-2 lead. 3 unanswered goals here in the second after Birmingham took a 2-0 lead. Pensacola still applying the pressure. Romatario in front, deflected. Save made by Musatelli, and he'll just cover it up. To his right, through a conversation between Soretsky and Weezer, they'll skate away from each other with 2:46 to go. Birmingham needs to find a way to get that next goal, Greg.
Well, it's that tenacity, puck-hound mentality, Jody, that you can't stop that. You know what I mean? We talked about it earlier in the pregame. It's got to be 100%. You have to maintain that intensity level for 60 minutes.
Now off the draw, picked up by Birmingham. Phil Edgianco. Maybe we can get going here with his brother. Phil brings it in, puts the brakes on. Left it there for Gagnon for Kip Edgianco. Bounced over his stick, far side. Played now back to center ice and played by Chirino. He lost it for Kennedy for Phil Ledzianko. 2 minutes and 56 seconds apart for all 3 goals. There's a puck that found the stick of Chirino. He couldn't find his partner in front. Now it's loose at center ice. Picked up by Gagnon. He'll bring it in, but all over in the Pensacola Ice Flyers. Played into the corner. Kip Ledzianko has it taken away from him by Tyler Burney. And here comes Sherino. 2 men back for Birmingham. Sherino for Shane Bull. Gagnon drives it for Youngworth. Pass to center ice for Ledzianko to Caron. Takes a shot. Save made by DiMatteo, and he'll hold on. No traffic in front as he streaked in on the play. DiMatteo with a good save.
Yeah, good save, good shot, but you're not going to score from out there very often, Joe. None of the goals in the SPHL, the caliber that they're bringing.
It's got to be a heck of a shot to beat them.
Yeah, you got to make right there. You got to try and make a little inside move there. Try and get in on that D. Maybe get around and walk across there on DiMatteo.
Skatehill just took a step in to keep the puck alive. Mastrangeli plays it in front. Scott keeps it alive for the Bulls. Stick the side on his shot. DiMatteo plays it now along the far boards. Bloss has it to center ice. Skatehill puts it in, far corner. Faulkner had it, gives it to Mastrangeli, near side. Loose puck, played by Jurasek. He'll backhand one over for Ethan Price, the captain. Brings it in the Bull zone. Nice pass in front. Zach Bloss almost had his second of the night. That one never got through. Here comes Caron. Brings it into Pensacola zone. His shot never made it. Goes harmlessly into the corner, and back come the Ice Flyers the other way. Bloss has it. Far side looking to hook up. Dorsey intercepts for Birmingham. He just chops one in. Here comes Soreski, far side. Gaudette on him. Nice move by Soreski. In front, looking for a centering pass. Loose puck! The whistle blows. No goal. I don't know why the whistle blew, but it did. Soreski put it in the net. The fans aren't happy about it. Greg, what did you see?
Well, Jody, it was one of those things where with all the traffic on the side of the net, in front of DiMatteo, yeah, they throw the red light on now, but at the inside of the puck, he did. And, you know, from that vantage point, it looks like DiMatteo had the puck underneath him, but he didn't. He went to cover it and actually pulled it through his stick, and it came out the other side, right where Soretsky was. He just backhanded it into the open net. However, the whistle blew. On a replay, the whistle blew before the puck crossed the line. So,
well, DiMatteo got very lucky on that one. Maybe with 39.4 seconds remaining, Birmingham can get a late one, but that was it. That was their chance right there.
But it brought the crowd back to life a little bit, and we'll get some momentum going, and here we go.
Face-off control. Sinclair with a shot. That one goes out of play. Olenek of the draw. Usually it's Sinclair taking the face-off, but Olenek went in for that.
Well, as you remember back in playoffs, so Olenek did go in and take some draws towards the end, so see how he does here. So important here with 36 seconds.
Draw Olenek did control, gets it back for Dorsey, who's come way behind the goal line. Loses the puck. He'll try and tie it up, wait for some reinforcements. Comes free. Pensacola has it, and back we come through center ice. Lake Wells sends it far side. Soreski has it for Birmingham. Gives it near side, so for Sadowski. Ahead for Sinclair. Brings it in, top of that face-off circle. Save made. Now poke at it by Sadowski. And that's not going to settle in well with Pensacola. Both Tyler German, and I'm trying to see who the other player is. You can't see the number. But he took exception, and quite honestly, I don't blame him for Sadowski giving that poke into the pads of goaltender DiMatteo. They'll come away with nothing happening here. I believe that was Pellinger. But I don't believe he's going to forget it. We may be revisiting that before this hockey game's over with.
I don't think so either, Jody, but, you know, if you're going to make that play and you're going to tap the goalie's pads, you better be ready because you know what's coming 99% of the time. Somebody's going to come put a glove in your face.
Yep. Either way, face-off outside the Pensacola blue line. 10.6 seconds remaining. 3-2 Pensacola leads on 3 unanswered goals. 2 minutes and 56 seconds apart here in the second period of play from 13:55 to 16:51. And it looks like Pensacola will take the lead into the locker room. Sadly, this is not the first time Birmingham has been in this position as the horn blows. Once again, Greg, Birmingham finds herself looking at the short side of a very close hockey game, and one in which they led and pretty much had a chance to really start taking control of, but it just never worked out. And here we are, 3-2 down by one.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where regardless of, the scoreboard always tells the tale, but even being a 3-2 game with Pensacola coming back, and the fact that they're out shooting the Bulls 29-24, I still feel like the Bulls are carrying the momentum here in that last minute and a half. I do. Carrying the momentum, but when you carry the momentum, it has to, come over the top of the mountain and result in something. You know what I mean? Like you can carry the momentum and then until you can't carry it, but if you give one up when you're not carrying the momentum, it's like, time of possession in football. You can possess the football for 90% of the game, but if you give up the ball, then you turn it over, right?
Well, not to bring up a bad part of this, but Pensacola is unbeaten this year when we are leading or tied after 2 periods of play. They're also 2-0 in one-goal games. Birmingham this is the chance, though, Greg, for Birmingham to turn that corner and get the monkey off their back of we're losing close games. They can find a way to come back and win this one. You put that in the past behind you and start really the season anew.
Well, on a positive, I'd come out and I'd play the Ledzianko line with Kennedy every other shift until they can't go anymore, until you find out who else can go. Because what I noticed about the Ledzianko line too, Jody, it's not that they're just getting it done in the offensive zone, but the Ledziankos are back in the slot down low, breaking up plays, and they're playing the 200-foot game. You know what I mean? And if you've got lines that, hey, we're gonna add a goal or do something like that, hey, great job on offense, but you've got to come back and you've got to pick up those third and fourth guys. And I don't mean just coast into the zone and look over a stick's length away and say, hey, I've got that guy. You've got to go over there and get on a man-on-man and, put a stick in his side and let him know you're there.
Well, this is going to be an interesting third period. It's one where the Bulls, this young team, can either grow up and learn how to come back and learn how to face adversity and still come out on top, or we can continue as it has been through the early part of this season. Right now, we'll take a quick break, and I'll try and get in touch with the Bulls locker room and find out what I can about Danny Way. But in the meantime, at the end of 2 periods of play, Birmingham trailing Pensacola by a score of 3-2. Jody Cherneski, along with Greg Drevity, and this is Birmingham Bulls hockey. Chernesky, Greg Devaney live back at the Pelham Civic Complex, getting set for third period action. 3-2 the score in favor of Pensacola. The last three unanswered goals coming 2 minutes and 56 seconds apart. Blake Wells, Zach Bross, and Jirasek, the goal scorers for Pensacola. For Birmingham, Kip Ledzianko scored back in the first period, along with Vadim Frolov, who found a gift, really. He just bounced off his skate. Greg, what do you say to these guys in the locker room after giving up a 2-goal lead?
Well, you just got to tighten up. You got to tighten up defensively. I mean, everybody in the building can see that it's on that delay. That's where the Bulls are getting burned. So you just got to clean that up. You got to get the guys committed to playing 200-foot hockey, 100 feet that way, 100 feet this way, coming all the way back. But that F1, not the two defense, but the first forward back has to go and pick up that third guy. And I mean arm like glue, not think you have it.
I think we need to start sending an extra forechecker in right now and take control and try to do something offensively. We're generating nothing at this point, at this moment in the point in the game. All right, back to action. McGregor Sinclair kicks it free. Didn't get the shot off. Has control of the puck. Sends it behind the net for Soretsky. Soretsky curls away from Mastrangeli. Drops it for Colton Olenek. Olenek, that is. Back for Soretsky. Back at the point, Youngworth just tries to keep it in. He lost control of it. Picked up now by Faulkner. Timmy Faulkner for Pensacola tries to get it out. Guignol is there to intercept for Birmingham. Puck comes into the air, played by Faulkner, and he'll lift one back into center ice, into the Bulls' zone. Icing will be called on the Bulls as Youngworth just let it go, as did Musatelli. Greg, one thing about Pensacola this year, Pensacola, as I said, is unbeaten when they lead or tied after 2. However, they have been outshot by 24 shots in the third period this year and have yet to score a third period goal. So this is Pensacola's weakest period, right? But they carried that momentum into the locker room. It's probably still there with them at this point. But if history repeats itself, Birmingham has a great chance. Just put some pressure on and let's go.
They do. They just got to maintain that intensity, Jody. And like I said, we've been talking about it all week. You have to maintain that intensity that the Bulls have where they gain their success, and that's going both ways and playing hard.
And the Pensacola's on. Birmingham gains possession. That's Doug Scott. Kip Ledzianko tried to set it up far side, easily intercepted there, though, by Blake Wells, and a loose puck now played by Pensacola. Gets past Kennedy, comes back into the Bulls zone for Scott. Nice pass ahead as Phil Ledzianko has his brother in front. There's a shot deflected. He doesn't know where it is. Still loose. And Skatehill shot. Didn't make it through. A sprawling Timmy Faulkner blocked that. 2 excellent scoring opportunities for Birmingham. Goes by the wayside. Back into the Bulls zone. Played by Pensacola. There's a drop pass back. There's a shot blocked in front by Skatehill. And Birmingham will hurry 3-on-2. Kennedy ahead to Skatehill, back to Kennedy. There's a shot for Phil Ledzianko, well wide. Kennedy is centering pass. That's off the goaltender itself. Now played along the far boards, and Pensacola will clear. Poulias had it. Taken away. That's Jamie Dorsey now with the puck. DiMatteo had it go past him. Got it as well. Played by Pensacola. They can't get it out. It goes out of play. That deflected off of McGregor Sinclair. Or excuse me, that's Philippe Caron. So a face-off will come up in Pensacola's zone. Another excellent scoring chance for Birmingham. Twice, if not 3 times, Greg. They just can't seem to bury it.
Well, and you look at what line was it, Jody? Creating all those chances and all that offense. It's Ledzianko's and Kennedy. And that's what I'm seeing. The first line came out a little flat there for the Bulls. Ledzianko's picked it up, and we'll see what we can get here in this follow-up line.
Sosinski lifts the puck into the Bull zone, going in after it. Chirino back at the point, gets past everyone. Polinger had it. He'll back one in, but they'll have to vacate the zone. He was offside. Sadowski has it for Birmingham. He lost it. It gets off the stick of Gronick, played by DiMatteo, so no icing. Losing the stick on the play, it was Caron. Now, Pellinger has it. Plays it along the near boards. Gronick is there pinching in, trying to keep it alive. Gagnon with a shot. Stick save made by DiMatteo. Up but not out as Youngworth keeps it alive for Birmingham. Gagnon has it. There's a steering pass off of a broken stick. Never made it through because of the stick, and the puck is played by Sinclair. He'll keep it in. Nice play by Sinclair. Goes down behind the goal line. Pensacola takes it, and they'll skate away. Chirino with it. Nice pass up for Eurosek. Drops it back. Faulkner has it. Far face-off circle. Timmy Faulkner with a shot. Save made by Musatilla. They allowed him just to walk in, Greg, without even touching him.
Right down on that far side. Good shooting lane there. He turned a nothing opportunity and just kept skating towards the net.
Youngworth defended. Drops it for Scott. Gets it ahead for Sereski off his stick. Played by Scott. He'll just bring it in himself. Had it taken away by Timmy Faulkner. And with 16:30 to go here in the third period, Pensacola up 3-2. Master and Jelly with it. Into the Bulls zone. Played by Kipledzianko. Ethan Price was there. Now loose puck picked up by Phil Ledzianko for Doug Scott. Weird hop off the boards, finds the stick of Matty Wiesner, and Price will bring it out. Play off the skates of Scahill, who'll take the puck. Has Kennedy with him. Scahill taking down on the play. No penalty called as Gaudette. I don't know if he hauled him down or not, but he went down on the play. Gaudette's arm was up in the air. Nonetheless, we're back. No stoppage. Birmingham has the puck. Karan, that's centering pass for Sadowski. He centered it to no one. Instead of shooting the puck, he opted to drop it back, thinking someone would be there, and Jamie Dorsey now has the puck for Birmingham. Pass reaching just past Gronick. This will be icing on the call. And if you didn't hear that, Greg, even the fans are screaming, shoot the puck. My uncle, back in the day, he would have said shoot the puck a little bit more colorfully, if you know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely.
But
nonetheless, Jody, I don't think that Sadowski coming through the slot there, you can't really fault him for not shooting the puck because he was never ready to receive the pass to shoot the puck. And it kind of caught him off guard. It was a heck of a pass coming through there. Found the seam like right on his tape. You just got to be ready.
Off the job, Jamie Dorsey whips one around the near side, played by the Bulls, and will skate away. Karan with it. Drops it back to Wood. Karan goes down. There's a shot taken, goes into the crowd. Not a play. So a face-off will come up as it's deflected to the right of goaltender DiMatteo.
Like I said, the momentum, to me, it's still carrying in the Bulls' favor, Jody. Like, they're down there. They're maintaining puck control. They have the offensive pressure that they're looking for. They just have to finish one.
Yeah, you got to finish.
You get one, you'll get two, I guarantee you.
2 posts tonight. Remember that, too. Yep. So the chances are there, but it's getting late. 15-10 to go here in the third, and we're trailing by 1. Pensacola with the puck. Timmy Faulkner with it. Drops it back on the defense, and they'll send it in. Now Tyler Burney going in after it for Pensacola. Catches up with it first. Sadowski sends it ahead to Matt Wood, who'll skate through center ice. For Gronick, off of his stick. He couldn't control the pass. Master Jelly had it, lost it, still loose, picked up now by Pensacola, and they'll get it to center ice. Burney will bring it into the Bulls zone. Pressured there by Gagnon. A centering pass for Master Jelly never clicked. Youngworth was there, loose. Picked up by Cole. Ahead for Sinclair, gets past everyone back into the Pensacola zone, and everything just looks out of sorts at this point, Greg.
One of those things, with the Bulls, the forwards are coming back. Soretsky was in the corner down there, but you got to keep it on your forehand. If you don't have a play, Jody, it's high off the glass and out, clear the blue line, as opposed to a little chip backhander, the no look, because that always gets you in trouble. Don Cherry, no backhands in hockey unless you're on breakaway.
Well, it's not that I'm getting discouraged or frustrated or anything of that nature, Greg. We still have 14 and a half minutes to go, so anything can happen. You can score a lot of goals in 14 and a half minutes, but both sides can. I just know this. It's thus far, Birmingham has not been able to put a team away. We've had our chances, we've had the lead, we just can't finish. We got to figure out a way to get an extra man in deep. We got to figure out a way to put an extra man in front of the net, something to cause something positive to happen offensively.
And Jody, it only takes that one puck bounce to turn around your whole philosophy on what's going on out there on the ice. But yeah, definitely, you've got to keep positive. You got to stay positive. You have to keep up that intensity. Come to the bench. Change with a purpose.
Face off at center ice. Well, I'm not sure, but Birmingham has it. Gagnon tried to get it ahead for Olenek. Julius takes it away from him, and it comes to Jirasek. Banks one off his own boards behind the net. Played by Gaudette. Past everyone. Back into the Bulls zone. Gagnon will pick it up for the Bulls. Takes a hit there. Goes down hard. That's a hit from behind. No call. And Gagnon is not getting up. Gets to his knees, and then he's right back down. Greg, I know Gagnon turned at just that last second, but the question I have is, did he have time to pull up before hitting Gagnon from behind?
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, that it was definitely a hit on the numbers, but I think what made that one worse is where Gagnon was positioned in the corner, and it had that metal partition right in front of his face. So as he was hit from behind, when you hit the glass, he'd probably be okay, but
they're showing the instant replay now. Gagnon is clear as his back turn, but it wasn't a hard check. No. It was just a tap. It's what everybody else would do in the same situation. But you're right. He was just in a bad position.
Right. But he came off the ice, so that's good to see. So I'm sure we'll see him back.
Off the draw in the Bulls zone, picked up by Scott. Doug Scott gets it far side and backhands one, but not out. Finally, taken by Soretsky. Tried to set it up for Olenek. Whistle blows. Are they going to call a late offside call on Olenek?
I think so.
He's not happy about it, to be honest. He's 6 strides past the blue line before the whistle blew.
Right. And he came up, he was trying to time it, whereas that puck crosses the blue line, it can cross the plane at any height, Jody, and Olenek was trying to time that one and catch it on a bounce and be gone, but I think he was just a step ahead.
Face off to the right of Musatelli. Soretsky for Birmingham. Jirasek once again for Pensacola. Skahey will pick the loose puck up, bank one off the glass and out. Olenek, 1 man for Birmingham, 3 men for Pensacola. Gets the shot off. The save is made. And that puck lay loose just for a split second, but he bounces on top of it and covers it up. Now, Romatario and Olenek having a few words. I didn't see Olenek giving a face full of snow or anything. So maybe he just, for Romatario, got a little too close.
No, and I think Olenek's looking to, get a little something up. Well, get a little something to go in here for the Bulls, and
well, that's his job as captain.
It is 100%. And if I'm Olenek, just look at number 9 out there and Wiesner, and there's your perfect candidate right there.
The Kennedy, the Twins, the Leziankos and Kennedy line is out. Puck is played at center ice. Pops free as Shane Bull has it. They'll send one into the Bulls zone deep. But weird hop right in front of the net. Musatelli had played it. Luckily, no one there for Birmingham or for Pensacola. Now, Scott has it. That's right in front of Musatelli. Drops it back. So close. Come on, guys. Musatelli had to be well aware of what was going on. Now, Phil Lezianko brings it in, and they're going to call offside.
How about that?
Phil Lezianko is livid about that call. That's the second time the linesman has called a questionable at best offside. I'm not going to say he's right or wrong, but Kennedy was the culprit on that one. They'll say he came in a few strides too soon. I'm still trying to figure out Olenek's offside when he was literally inside the face-off circle before the whistle blew. Face-off outside the Pensacola blue line. Frustration could it be setting in? We'll find out. Birmingham's Jamie Dorsey, haven't called his name a lot tonight. He takes the puck and fires it into the Pensacola bench, so we'll do it again.
Jody, it's one of those things. Did your dad or your grandfather ever tell you when you came home from school and you just had a rotten day and you're just fighting it? And he says, Jody, you just got to keep sawing wood.
Yeah, I've heard that many times. Keep chopping wood is what I'm saying.
Yep.
And that's what, I mean, that analogy is true.
It's about perseverance, and you just got to stick with it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Now, Pellinger had it, poked it free, couldn't get it into the Bull zone, but he finds it and sends it in deep. Bloss gets away from Dorsey. Behind the net, takes a hit from Sadowski. Zach Bloss comes up with the puck, quickly skating back. Pellinger with a shot, deflected wide. Sadowski picks the rebound up for Birmingham and clears the blue line. Sadowski with the puck. Couldn't get away from Bernie. Birmingham picks the loose puck up. That's Phil Edzianko. Drops it back for Jamie Dorsey. Sadowski tips it in, so no icing. Played behind the Pensacola net. Pellinger sets it up for Susinski. Wood steps in between. Now Gronick had it. He's taken down, and a penalty coming up on Pensacola as Gronick was hauled down. And I believe they'll get him on the hook for Pensacola. That's Tyler Burney, and send Birmingham back on the power play, their second of the night. 0 for 1 thus far.
Yep, Bernie's going to go. It's going to be a trip. And nonetheless, good job by Gronick. They gave a little give.
You drew a penalty?
Oh, Gronick? Yeah, he drew a penalty on the give and go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. He gave the puck, but he took a step towards the net and then stepped on Bernie's stick and went down. And
right. It kind of helped the referee make the decision.
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Big power play for the Birmingham Bulls. And it looks like Birmingham Sinclair is going to be tossed on the face-off. He moved a little too soon.
Well, dropping down on that one knee, I think the refs are not really liking that anymore.
Well, that's his M.O. He's been doing it for 2 years. Soreski on the draws, loose, picked up by Pensacola and fired the length of the ice. Doug Scott was in front of Musatelli. He'll straight away. Look out, he almost gave it up. Doug Scott ahead for Kennedy, left wing side, brings it in. Deep in the face-off circle. Centers one for Sinclair off the mark. Play far side. Poulias banks one off the glass. All boards and sends it back to center ice. Down a minute and a half of power play time remaining for Birmingham. Kennedy. Far side Sinclair. He'll rip one around the board. Stop. Played into the corner. Back at the point now. Scott has it. Doug Scott for Kennedy. Takes a shot blocked by Mastrangeli. In front, that clearing pass bounced off of a Pensacola ice flyer. That was Timmy Faulkner right into DiMatteo, and he covers it up. We'll have a face-off and a wholesale line change for everybody. Penalty killers and power play unit.
Well, they did, but I like that setup that they had there, Jody. When Scott pulled it up and he walked across the top of the blue line, and he was looking for a shooting lane, couldn't find one, but everybody was stacked up in Pensacola, and if he could have found a way to get that puck to the net, there were lots of Bulls around the paint down low. You just got to find a way to get that puck through.
Off the draw. Sadowski had it, gave it up for Kip Ledzianko, far boards. Back for Sadowski, near side, Phil Ledzianko, near face-off circle for Sadowski. Got to shoot the puck. Turns, fires, blocked in front by Tyler German, and they easily cleared. Quickly a line change for Pensacola on the PK. We're down to 45 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. Phil Ledzianko ahead for his brother Kip. Drops one back. That's Wood. Tried to set it up far side for Kip, but it just not really a great pass on that play. Would like to have that one back. Musatelli played it. He was pressured by Ethan Price. Musatelli had it in the face-off circle to his left. Birmingham's Olenek brings it back in. We're down to 20 seconds of power play time remaining. Far side, Phil Ledzianko. Near side, that's Sadowski. Thought about it, sends it back for Phil. Far side, Kip. Had it bounce off his stick, played behind the goal line. Olenek is there for Birmingham to keep it alive for the moment for Sadowski. Down to 3 seconds. That'll do it for the power play for Birmingham. Matt Wood ahead for Olenek. There's a shot trickled out in front into the crease. Nothing doing there, but cleared by Pensacola. Kip Ledzianko brings it right back in. His pass behind Matt Wood, and the puck comes back into center ice. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Still a one-goal lead. Pensacola 3, Birmingham 2. Youngworth couldn't get it in. Loose puck finds the stick of Karan. Right out in front. Stick save made by DiMatteo, and he opts to cover it up. Now behind the play, behind the net, Jasinski getting into a shoving match with Frolov. Frolov's quickly developing a reputation, Greg, of either A, not backing down, or B, going to look for it.
Well, he's got, what, 15 minutes?
Now Pellinger.
Yep, Pellinger's telling Frolov, come on, you want to dance?
Well, he grabbed the hose of Kyron Gronick. Now Frolov's giving him a little earful, and Frolov's a big guy. And as I said, he's quickly developing a reputation for somebody who wants to mix it up with you.
And I don't know, Jody, I mean, anybody grabs your shirt in a hockey game, I don't care if it's men's league. You know what I mean? Do something, don't you? I'm not saying you got to fight every time, but you got to give the guy a little bit of business back there, don't you?
You're right.
Otherwise, like, Pensacola walks away from that play in the corner right there feeling a little bigger than Harris. I gave him the business.
A little face wash wouldn't you up? Hurt anybody every now and then. Okay. So at what point, Greg, with 9:41 remaining here in the third, at what point do you say, okay, we got to send somebody else in deeper? We got to send an extra man in deep.
I don't think right now you change anything, Jody, because Pensacola's had one shot on goal in the first 10 minutes.
This is not their period. As I said, they're outshot 24 shots in the third period and have not scored a third period goal yet. This is Birmingham's opportunity.
But defensively, 5-on-5, you're doing a much better job through all three zones protecting your net. Aside from the one walk-in shot, that was the only one they got so far.
Off the draw comes back for Youngworth. Centering pass, no one there. Loose puck finds the stick of Karani. He whistled it wide. Back at the point, Gagnon sends one into the corner and tried the shot, but it was deflected. Now Kyron Groning has it. Back at the points played by Birmingham. Gagnon just inside the blue line. Sends one in front, looking for a deflection. A good idea, but it made it all the way through to DiMatteo, and he covers it up for a face-off.
Gagnon, that's the play there, Jody. You get the puck on your stick, just wrist it in on net. Keep it low, because you can see the goals, there's a lot of traffic, everybody's looking around, and Pensacola's not having the best of luck clearing their zone. They're hitting their own guys, the puck's coming off the wall funny and everything like that. Right now, the Bulls just keep driving, keep pushing, and keep punishing in front of the net.
Face-off will be to the right of Rico DiMatteo. Off the draw, Groning wins it, gets it back for Gagnon. Gagnon gives it to Youngworth. He floats one in from that far side. No traffic in front. DiMatteo saw it the whole way, and he'll just glove it, and we'll do it again.
Same thing, be interesting to see Frolov. We saw him earlier in the second period, Jody, on the power play, setting up camp in front of DiMatteo down there, and be good to get him back to that net front.
Exactly.
And throw some pucks in on net, see what happens.
Groning on the draw, control, but Pensacola stepped in between. Youngworth has it now. Gagnon near side. Had it taken away from him by Romatario. Faulkner tried to clear it out. It comes to Groning. Frolov, a nice pass to Youngworth, takes the shot glove by DiMatteo, and he'll hold it again. 8:55 remaining in the third. Still 3-2 Pensacola.
Good puck control there, good puck possession. The Bulls are moving the puck tape to tape. However, that shot on net, shot selection is huge, Joey. You don't want to be putting them, every goal in this league, they've got good gloves. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unless you can't see the puck, they're going to catch those. Keep the puck down. Youngworth knew it when he released it. He's like, man, I'd like to have that one back and just rip it low on the ice, 5-hole, and see what happens.
Lennox Sinclair, Soreski out for Birmingham defensively. Scott and Scahill, loose puck at their skates off the dot. Plays Scahill the other side, sends a shot and blocked in front. And that's out the post, a shot again. Third one of the night. That one off the stick of Soreski. Mastrangelli was the slow guy to get up. Now it's brought back into the Birmingham Bulls zone. That's Ross. Pressured by Scott. He takes him down on the play. Price with the pass over near side. Wiesner well wide of the net, and Birmingham clears. Now we got a penalty coming up. This one's going to be on Pensacola, as McGregor Sinclair was up against the boards, and an elbowing will be called on the Ice Flyers. Ross isn't happy about it, but he did it, and we'll see if the Bulls can do anything about it with 8:20 to go. Greg, 3 posts in one hockey game and a 1-goal game. How do you explain that?
It's just the bounces, and it's the hockey guys. You just got to fight through it. But you see Sinclair there, Jody, was rewarded by playing a tough one-on-one battle on the boards and maintaining that intensity that we're talking about. Yeah, that gets frustrating. You have to be hard to play against. And that's what I like about the Bulls in their spurts in this third period.
Philazianko right now on the draw, but he's being tossed. Colton Olenek will come in for Birmingham. Off the draw, it's loose along the near boards. Sadowski picks it up for Birmingham. Birmingham on the power play. Kip Ledzianko back for Sadowski, near side for Phil. Thought about a shot, backhands one back to Sadowski at the blue line. Phil Ledzianko plays it down low in front of Olenek. Couldn't get it in. Wood has to whack at it. And right on the spot was DiMatteo, and he'll cover it up for a faceoff. Good play, good passes. It just seemed like he just couldn't get enough of that last shot on the puck.
It is, and in that play that they're trying to run, Jody, where you work it back up to the point and then send it down to the guy at the blue line who tries to punch it to the bumper guy, it's got to be perfect. You know what I mean? And it's so hard to execute that play right there, but when you do, the puck's in the net. So we'll see if they can do that or send a different power play in this time and get him in front of the net, create some traffic.
Off the draw, Leg loses it. Mastrangeli picks it up for Pensacola, and he'll send it down the ice. A minute and a half to go on this power play for Birmingham. I don't know about you, but that was pretty close right there from Lusitano. He dragged the puck back behind the net, I swear 6 inches, and it would have been a goal. Kip Ledzianko, right wing side, holds onto the puck behind the net. Runs into Olenek on the play. Blake Wells near side. Puck comes to Kip Ledzianko. Olenek in front. Couldn't get in the puck. Now it's loose. Phil Ledzianko fighting for it. Puck comes around far side for his brother Kip. Sadowski with the puck now at the blue line. Phil Ledzianko looking for an Olenek deflection. Didn't get it, and the puck comes all the way out into neutral ice. Quickly, Phil Ledzianko brings it in for his brother Kip. Tried to set it up for Wood. It was deflected into the boards. Birmingham will keep it in for the moment. Froloff taps it behind the Pensacola net. Faulkner near side for Gaudet, who clears it down into the far corner. 35 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. Thus far, Birmingham 0-2. Puck given away again. Sureski now with it far side. He'll set it up far side, right wing side to McGregor Sinclair. Goes down, loses the puck. Gaudet has it and clears. 20 seconds left of power play time.
Lusitano's going to give some fan down there a heart attack, Joe. You can hear him hollering and screaming.
He's pretty good. Listen, he's confident in his stick work. I get it. There's a couple of times he's made me nervous. That'll do it for the power play as Pensacola clears it into Bulls zone. Kennedy has it for Birmingham. We're back at 5-on-5 hockey. Sinclair has it. He'll send it in deep. He takes the tap from Gaudet. Puck played in the corner. Pellinger has it. Pellinger lifts it to center ice. There was 6 minutes to go in this hockey game. It's going to be tough to penetrate that Pensacola blue line. Right now they got 3 or 4 men always on it, forcing Birmingham just to dump and chase. Scottson's went into the far boards. Picked up by Karan. I thought he lost it. There's a slap shot from the point by Youngworth. It goes wide. Pensacola will clear into center ice. Sammy Rhodes sends one in deep. Will be played by Musatelli. Look out. Almost had a getaway there. Birmingham's Youngworth has it. Off the glass, bounces into that center ice faceoff circle. Yeah. Penalty coming up again on Pensacola. Look out. We don't need to give it to him back, Karan. As the puck is loose, the whistle blows. I thought Philippe Karan, that is for Birmingham, thought he was going to get frustrated and give somebody a two-hander. But a stick has exploded on the ice with 5:23 to go. Pulius will go into the penalty box, giving the Bulls their 4th power play of the night, 0 for 3 thus far.
Yeah, that stick didn't explode on its own.
Yeah.
Jody Pulius just came off, gave him a nice two-hander, looking to give him a whack, and he just absolutely chopped Gronic's stick right in half.
I don't want to say this is a must conversion because it's not. We just need one goal. But Greg, we've been given chance after chance after chance on the power play and we haven't converted yet.
Well, I'd go back. I'd forget your power plays, Jody. I'd go Ledzianko line.
Well, right now you got Ledzianko out with Olenek.
Right, but that's
his brother Kip and Matt Wood and Sadowski. But I know what you're saying. Where's Kennedy?
Right, but you stick with what's working 5-on-5. Just give me a line that does that. You know what I mean? I got you have set power plays and everything like that, but give me the guys that have the chemistry.
Nice draw win by Phil Ledzianko. Sadowski for Kip return. Near side Phil Ledzianko takes a shot, blocked in front by Faulkner, goes to the far boards. Sadowski tips it to Ledzianko. Inside that face-off circle, back to Sadowski, near side Phil Ledzianko. And Long looking for a deflection. It was there. He just couldn't get all of it. Was Matt Wood. And the puck almost gets outside Sadowski. Nice hustle. Keeps it alive for the Bulls. Kevin Sadowski. There's a one-timer by Kip Ledzianko. Save is made. And the rebound is cleared back into center ice.
Pensacola.
As the whistle blows, it's going to roll a high stick. Was touched by the Bulls. So we'll have a stoppage in a face-off. 4:45 remaining here in the third period. Play our last media timeout of the third. 1:23 of power play time remaining for Birmingham. And one that we desperately need a conversion on.
Well, how much of the time do you see it, Jody? And I get it. One of the best power plays I ever saw was University of Pittsburgh, and they had two guys standing up top on the blue line, and they just passed the puck back and forth with three guys down low in front of the net, and those guys would just tee it up and just one tee it, and score goal after goal. I get setting it up and looking for the plays, but you see Pensacola, they're not pressuring at all. They're not chasing. They're just setting up four guys, and they're just rotating, trying to stay in those shooting lanes and, getting ready for rebounds on the shot. So they're going to give you that perimeter stuff and just hope you keep passing it around, looking for the perfect play and kill that penalty for them.
We're still talking it over. Both coaches discussing it with the power play unit and the power penalty kill. Kip Ledzianko along with his brother Phil, Matt Wood, Colton Olenek, and Sadowski out for the Bulls on this power play unit. They're discussing where the face-off should be. Colton Olenek wanted it inside the Pensacola blue line. But I don't think he's going to get his wish. It's going to come all the way back to the Birmingham Bulls blue line in that dot just outside of it.
Well, and at this point, Jody, we're on the power play. So does it matter where this draw is? No. Win the draw back, set up, send a guy streaking wide, hit the guy up the seam, and carry it down into their zone.
Matt Wiesner in on the draw for Pensacola. Phil Ledzianko for Birmingham, controlled by the Bulls. Olenek draws it back for Sadowski. He'll set the play behind his own netminder. Curls out in front, and he'll skate away. Sadowski lifts one into the near corner. All Pensacola players were lined up at the blue line. He couldn't stick handle it past them. There was a shot taken, deflected before it got through, and Matt Wiesner picks it up for Pensacola. Kip Ledzianko keeps it alive for his brother Kip. He takes a one-timer wrist shot save made by DiMatteo on the glove side, and he'll hold it with 52 seconds of power play time remaining.
Crash, crash, crash. Can't stress it enough, Jody. Good goaltenders, they're going to stop those shots.
They're going to see that first. If they see it, they're stopping it. But you're right, we got to get some traffic in front of that, and then when the shot is taken, go to the net immediately. Good things happen when you go to the net, I was once told by a guy named Don Cherry.
Well, Frolov's out here, so you watch where he sets up.
Scott sends it far side for Kennedy down low. Frolov back. Scott takes a shot, pad save made by DiMatteo. Now the loose puck picked up in that face-off circle, and Blake Wells will skate away. Scott keeps it for Birmingham, takes it. Sinclair dumps one in. DiMatteo stops it behind his net. He'll play it along the far boards, but not out. 25 seconds power play time remaining. Scott takes the shot. That one got through to DiMatteo with Frolov in front, but it just goes wide. Kennedy plays it down low. Sinclair walks out in front.
Oh, my God.
That one goes wide, and I don't know how. At that point, Zareski doesn't score. 7 seconds, the power play time remaining. Kennedy back at the point. Scott. Power play about over with. Kennedy plays it down low. Sinclair in front. Frolov had a whack at it. Save made by DiMatteo. We're back at full and even strength. Scott takes it deflected low. Kennedy with a shot block. Save made by DiMatteo, and that's a heck of a save right there. He gloves it and squeezes it and holds on with 3:11 to go here in the third period. Birmingham had their opportunities on that one, though, Greg.
They did, but you see the difference, and that was definitely DiMatteo's best save of the night, Cody. And you see the traffic and the confusion that Frolov sets up, even just skating through from the left side across the crease to the right side. He takes away the goalie's eyes. That's what they call it when you skate through the shooting lane. And he did that, and DiMatteo didn't catch the first one. He just batted it down.
Bronick wins the draw for Birmingham, gets it back to Gagnon, skates all the way down in the near corner behind the net. Wood is there. He has to fight free for the puck. Does gets it back at the point. There's a shot deflected, knocked down, actually by Gagnon, and back comes Pensacola. Rose takes a shot, save, rebound loose. Cleared aside by Birmingham. Gagnon gets it ahead to Caron. Caron takes a stick to the face, dumps it in deep. Bronick is there, absorbs the hit. Loose puck now along the near side, played by the Ice Flyers, and out. Julius gains that center ice stripe, dumps it in. Line change for Pensacola. Gagnon gave it away. Picked up by Shane Bull. Centers a pass, intercepted by Colton Olenek. Birmingham's Caron has it. He'll back in 1 and 2 to Pensacola zone. Birmingham changing lines. Timmy Faulkner lost it. Zareski picks it up. Save made. Rebound loose. Still loose. And finally covered up as DiMatteo pounces on it. Nobody there for Birmingham in front of the net, though, Greg. There was nothing that was going to come of that from the beginning.
But you see at the other end how hairy it got.
Yep.
On a simple shot. And on Mustacelli, that shot comes in low, and they've got a guy not just going to the front of the net, he's driving to the front of the net. And that's the one thing that we're missing. That's what Danny Waite really did well. And even in Pensacola, where Waite had that tip in right in the slot on a shot from the point, that's the one thing. Crowd, Phil Esposito, garbage goals. That's all we need right now.
Yep. As you may have already noticed, as the timeout has been called, 2:08 to go in third. Danny Waite was injured, upper body injury. He hasn't been on the ice. I was told, and I didn't really report it, that he was done for the night when I called down to the locker room. And, speculation is what could be wrong, but we do know he was injured in the upper portion of his body. We both knew that.
Right.
But not only have you lost Danny Waite, but Shane Murphy, who scored 2 of your 7 goals coming into the night, he's not available. He's on the IR. I mean, we're running out of players to get something done, are we not?
Well, and why that injury to Waite was even more significant, Joe, is because I think we were starting to see some chemistry. Obviously, the Legiancos and Kennedy, we want to keep that line together. They've got something cooking. So hopefully that's who we come back with here. But outside of that, Waite was really looking good with Sinclair and Olenek.
They're starting to take form, take shape. 2:08 to go. When do we talk about bringing Musatelli out of the net for an extra skater? Is he coming off the bench now? He is. Coming out of the net, and he's going to the bench. So Birmingham will go with 6 skaters with 2:08 to go. Phil Legianco out with McGregor, Sinclair, Kennedy, Doug Scott, Pip Legianco, and Colton Olenek. A lot of bodies on the ice. That's 11 skaters and 1 goalie. Face off to the right.
And 3 refs.
And 3 refs. Exactly right. Kennedy on the draw. Jurasek for Pensacola. Jurasek's done well on the draw tonight for the Ice Flyers. Loose punt. Wow. Sinclair takes a whack from Gaudette. Goes down. Now the puck is loose. Played around the near side. Phil Edzianko keeps it for Birmingham. Back to Scott. Scott plays it down deep. He's trying to keep possession. Kennedy behind the net for Olenek. Up top for Scott. Lezianko. Try to backhand and almost lost it, and he does.
Yep.
Kip Lezianko finds it, gets it back for his brother. Now Scott has it. Doug Scott backs up, plays it down low, deflected by Master and Jelly. The puck bounces in front. That one goes wide.
Mighty again.
Sinclair had a whack at it, just goes wide. Now Doug Scott with a shot gloved out of the air by DiMatteo. That one wouldn't have been on goal anyway, but nonetheless, a minute 26 to go. Birmingham in favor of the extra attacker has pulled Jacob Musatelli. 6 on 5. We've already had Birmingham called their timeout, so no more. Pensacola may, but I doubt they will.
But you can see the success down low, Jody, when they play the puck down and they triangulate in front of that net around the paint. They get that puck on there. That's where the best scoring chances have come tonight.
Kennedy on the draw for Birmingham. Burning for Pensacola. Kennedy controls. Kip Ledzianko back to his brother Phil just inside the blue line. Manning this 6 on 5 advantage for Birmingham. Kip, or Phil that is, near boards. Back at the point for Scott. Doug Scott down low. Phil Ledzianko has it. Back for Scott. Down to a minute to go now here in the third period of play. Birmingham with the extra attacker in favor of a cool netminder. Kip Ledzianko, a shot blocked. Played down low Olenek. Around the near side for Phil Ledzianko. Doug Scott takes a slap shot on the one-timer, and that one's going to escape as Blake Wells sends it to the length of the ice, and he scores. He's just looking to clear that puck, Greg. And along midway through the far half wall, he just takes it, slaps it, and it finds the way inside the near post. And that is going to do it. With 40.7 seconds remaining, Birmingham falling behind now, 4-2. 4 unanswered goals for Pensacola. Does the Birmingham Bulls end?
Well, it's just been that kind of night for the Bulls, Joey. I mean, they put 44 shots in on net, and that shot that went in was only the third shot of the period for the Ice Flyers.
First goal in the third period all year long.
Right.
3 shots on goal. I mean, if you're snake bit, I guess you're snake bit, as my dad used to say, but all I can think of is 3 posts that we've hit tonight, countless opportunities that throw it down to the air by DiMatteo, but nonetheless, Pensacola has walked into this building and did what they're supposed to do. They played solid, fell behind 2-0, came back and won this hockey game, at least right now, by a score of 4-2. 44 shots on goal for the Bulls, 2 goals to show for it. Frustrated, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
If we're frustrated, imagine how they feel.
I know.
Off the draw, people are angry as now Ross has a run at Gagnon. We just need to get out of here without somebody getting hurt or suspended now, because that's just the way it is. Ethan Price, the captain for Pensacola, brings it in slowly. He takes a shot. Musatelli sees it in the near corner. Under 5 seconds to go, and that's going to do it for this hockey game. Gagnon just let the clock run out, and that's it. Once again, the Birmingham Bulls jump out to an early and yet convincing lead, this time by a pair of goals to the visiting Ice Flyers, but just could not get that next goal that really would have set this game in favor of the Bulls all the way down to the wire. Instead, 3 quick goals in the second period by Pensacola, 2 minutes and 56 seconds apart. They had an empty netter here in the third period, and that's all she wrote here for Birmingham. And we got some soul searching to do, Greg.
Well, one of those things, Jody, where coming into this, you were looking at the standings, you're like, okay, you know, you're in last place, but now you're really in last place, because before this game, you were 1 win away from being 500. So now you're the only team in the league that doesn't have a win, and you've got Knoxville coming in Saturday night, who beat you in preseason 8-3. So hopefully Waite's okay. He gets back in the lineup because I think it's a different game if he doesn't get hurt.
Maybe, but there's a mentality, there's a mental valley here, mountain we've yet to get over, and that's prosperity. You get these leads in every hockey game, Greg, we've had the lead, and yet somehow we find a way to lose it and not be able to come back from giving up that lead. I don't know.
Well, it was a penalty in our zone. That's what opened up the gates to give them the first one. Pensacola's first goal was not on 5-on-5.
No,
it was on the power play.
Yeah. Either way, very frustrating night for the fans in attendance. And these are hardcore hockey fans that come down here on Thursday night and have to go to work in the morning. And it's a very frustrating night, not only for the fans, but I know that the fans can hear it in our voice. Have just made and frustrated we are, but in that locker room right now, I don't see a lack of effort on the ice.
Nope.
I just see a snake-bit team that can't seem to get that next goal that they need so badly, and it's such a crucial moment in time in that game. They just can't get over that one.
It's just like last year, Jody, with the Red Yonkers. They were snake-bit, they had all kinds of assists, but they didn't have a goal. And then that one game, that's what we're waiting for. We need that breakout game where everybody just takes that sigh of relief and they can feel it and they carry it forward from there. Because Red Yonkers broke out for 5 goals in that game last year.
Yeah, and that was against Knoxville. I remember it distinctly because Joe Stroud and I, God bless him, we talked about it before the game. Well, we could do at least an hour part to help out. He found a way. And the motivation that the Red Yonkers had last year was never questioned. They wanted to win hockey games, and they wanted to be the guys that helped you win. Their problem last year was they wanted to feed the puck instead of shoot the puck. It's changed a little bit. They both hit posts already this year. Greg, the first game we played down here on the opening night, we hit 2 posts.
Yep.
Tonight we hit 3 posts.
And 1 in shootout.
Yeah, and he hit a post in a shootout.
Win the game.
So, I mean, what do? I mean, you can't just go to your team and say, you do this. You can't undress them. You can't yell and scream at them because the effort is there. The systems are there. They're doing what they're told to do. We just need to get that one goal, it seems like, in every hockey game to get us past this problem that we seem to be mired in.
You have to keep working. You have to keep fine-tuning. And eventually, Jody, those posts are going to turn into goals. I mean, we had 3 opportunities there. Before they hit the open net,
there were times we missed the net where the net was wide open.
Right. And we just slung it wide. Soretsky had it wide open on the back door. The goalie had a position on a great pass across on the power play and just couldn't finish.
Well, it is what it is. It's a 4-2 win on the road for Pensacola. A very important game for Birmingham goes by the wayside. We're still, as you said, we're winless, and that's not something that we're used to. We're the only team in the league without a regulation or any win for that matter. We still have 2 points, but that gap can start growing between the Huntsvilles and the Peorias and the Evansville, and before you know it, you're fighting to get yourself in playoff position, much less the upper echelon of the league.
100%.
Okay, that'll do it for tonight. If you weren't here tonight, we have another game coming up this Saturday night, same time, 7:05 face-off, as the Knoxville Ice Bears come to town. The team that knocked the Birmingham Bulls out of the playoffs last year will make their return to the Pelham Civic Complex. Final score, once again, Birmingham drops it 4-2 to the Pensacola Ice Flyers. For Greg Drevany, I'm Jody Chernett.